All right. And we are live. The last word with Lord Cognito and Ebontis. Looks like a little special guest going on. E, what's going on today?
Well, besides the fact that Destiny, of course, exploded again this week, we have an awesome guest joining us. So, see if you can make him blush. Here we go.
No doubt. So let's get to it, man. Welcome to The Last Word, episode number 93. It is another glorious Friday. We're back in front of that campfire for some more looter shooter discussion. I'm extremely excited about our special guest, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord whom the ILP recently got a chance to cross paths with at PAX East 2020. Not only is Lord one of the most passionate and hardcore Destiny players in the community, but he has the Crown of Sorrow and incoming Garden of Salvation raid jackets to prove it. Introducing the host of the Bobizard YouTube, Twitch channel, and one half of gaming's power couple with Lady Lawrence. The Lord of all things Destiny and Pokemon, and the survivor of the spiciest ramen challenge the tower has ever seen.
I'm back.
Live from the tri-state and making his debut into the realm of the last word, my man, Lord Bobizard. How you doing, sir?
Ooh, I am doing great. That was the greatest intro I've ever had. I feel I'm just gonna keep playing that every time I go somewhere new.
You're like, Twitch, can you clip that, please?
Yeah. I'm feeling good. I'm excited. I'm as hype as I'm sure you guys are and everyone else out there. It's a good time to be a Destiny fan for sure.
Seriously.
Absolute, man. Absolute pleasure to have you in run by the campfire with E. This is good, man. You found out that you were a Destiny fan. Well, obviously, when we had our interview, and I think the bond kind of started there. And I'm like, oh, this guy's hardcore, man.
Yeah, Lauren sent me the night before. She's like, yeah, there's this podcast, and they talk about Destiny. I'm like, wait, Destiny? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I looked at you guys. I'm like, oh, I've heard of this before. I'm like, can I be on this? I know my stuff. I'll talk a little Destiny. Yeah, that was awesome.
Low key, you were a late addition, and I was told they were like, "Yeah, can my husband come on?" I'm like, "Absolutely, come on." Then we started vibing, and I'm like, it was funny. It was during the joint. It was like a mini Destiny podcast broke out in the middle of an interview with Laura.
Oh, I watched it with you guys, and I saw you're like, sorry, we're talking about Destiny, but we're still talking about it, so we got to get this one more piece in. I was like, she's over there just like, are we done?
She was laughing. She was like, she's like, no, I know. You know what I knew he was real, though?
Yeah, she knows what's up.
When he was like, yo, when the new content come out, boy, got to take off work.
Oh,
I said, my man, because I've been there before. I know that life.
He's like, I need that other editor. Can you call them in? I got to pinch hit for a little while. I need that designated hitter, so.
I checked already for this next week. I'm like, your editors are around, right? They're not going to be on vacation or anything. She's like, no, they're good. They're going to be. I'm like, all right, because I'm going to be busy next week. I'll maybe do a video, but.
That boy's going to be worthy.
Got that grind to go.
Get that grind in. But glad to have you, man. But, E, man, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, just been stockpiling a few bounties and trying to get ready for this crazy week, breaking down trailers, screenshot at a time. It's been an awesome week. So just kind of like cruising along. Oh, trailer drops. Oh, there's a website up. Oh, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, and then the TWAB we knew was like the last one before the season drops. So I was like, just waiting to see how long that was going to be. It's a book. So we've got a lot going on. I played the Neo 2 little beta over the weekend, the little last chance trial. That boss whooped my butt. And I finally, there was like maybe an hour and a half left in the trial because it was like Friday through Sunday. And I'm literally at like 12:30 in the morning. It goes like till 2 for me because it was like 12 o'clock Pacific. I beat the boss at 12:30 in the morning.
Yo, cut it close.
Dude, I've been playing through Neo 1. That game is so much longer than I thought. It's crazy like how much content is in that one. But then this one has some tweaks to it. But dude, this guy just whooped my butt. And I was like, what is happening right now? So yeah, that was a nice little break to get away. And then I came back, booted up, and I was like, I kind of finished that one, and I was like, let's see if I can start stockpiling a couple bounties. Been streaming late at night. So I had some.
I saw you. I stuck in one of your streams. You saw me?
Yeah.
I gave it to your Osiris Eye. I was like, I'm watching you. I'm watching. I told him I put Osiris Eye and left. He was getting your PvP on. I was like,
I was doing a little bit. I was literally just knocking out weekly and daily bounties. I'm on my third character. My hunter I haven't touched in so long. I pretty much haven't played since Drifter.
Wow.
Like I literally would like log in, picked up the season pass last season, and you get like 3 sets, and I threw a couple tokens at Shaxx, and I was like, cool, I'm max level. Next. That's all I did for my hunter. So when I went to go on this one, I haven't even played Shadowkeep to go get like the moon bounties done on my hunter. So I've been living on the Titan a lot. So
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titans in the room.
Titans
yeah.
got some crap this week. We're gonna talk about that later.
We can
though.
get to it. We
Yeah.
get to it.
Not feeling the love. Thanks, Bungie. Love you, but the Titans are. We don't eat that many crayons. That was not justified. I promise you.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that was.
Yeah, we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. Hold that thought. We gonna get to it. So what else we got to talk about, man? Some stuff went down.
Yeah. So first thing that happened, I freaking Bungie and these trailers, man, so hype. Like I've watched that thing more times than I should. It's like a 2-minute trailer, and I've probably spent 30 minutes of my life watching that thing.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I
I've watched
remember
it.
when I woke up when we unlocked Trials and they unleashed the behind the scenes. The
Yep.
second I woke up, went on Twitter. I'm like,
Oh,
it's here, and I just watched it over and over. And
Oh,
yes,
over and
it's
over.
finally happening.
the feels,
Oh, yeah.
man. Yeah, that was for me. That hit hard, man. I mean, I was at. What did it debut? The day I left for
It was
PAX?
while you were sleeping. I
Yeah.
know. We talked
Yeah,
about
my
this.
man, because
I blew up
my
your
man,
phone.
the cheetah, he hooked me up. I got the call, I got the message. So I was like, all right, it went down. And yeah, man, it was so crazy. I was so hyped that I was like, even if I'm at PAX for that one day, which was either a Wednesday night or Thursday night, whatever it was, I was
Thursday,
like, we gonna
yep.
do, even if I have a terrible setup, which I did. Sorry, y'all, if I had the terrible setup with the terrible bike. I
Yeah,
apologize.
we're back
But
on
I
good
was-
audio. Last week
We
was
back
terrible.
on
Sorry
good
about that.
audio now. We back.
Mhm.
But yeah, we had to talk about it, man, because again, that trailer really hit the field for me, you know, and the PvP community that loved that mode. So that was a good start.
Yeah. So I mean, that was like kind
Mm-hmm.
of the kickoff to all of what's been transpiring in the past week and a half, basically. So that was crazy.
Mhm.
PAX happened. Everybody
Mhm.
seems to have survived mostly, not too many sniffles or anything. And then it was
Yeah,
like
good.
Tuesday. Okay, like director's cut was crazy. We got that piece, and then
Yes.
and then now
Mm-hmm.
we've got trailer, website completely loaded, and a TWAB to
Mhm.
all break down for you guys. So we want to start with the trailer. Just for you guys, when you watched that, what were the pieces that stuck out to you? Big moments,
Mhm.
anything you guys were like, any little sneak peeks you liked?
Mhm.
I mean, I've got screenshots I can literally just browse through. So, what do you guys? What were you guys' thoughts on stuff?
Let's get Bobby, man. Bobby, what happened? When you saw that trailer,
So I saw the trailer and it has that like dark ominous tone, which I love in any game or any movie when it's like evil is coming. Here we go, like bunker down. It's about to get crazy. And one thing I noticed after watching it was Annabelle using a lot of like knives and daggers. I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna get a little more melee weapons or something. So
quickly, Bobby, question. Is it me? Someone told me this. I don't know if it's true. Did they change the voice actress? Somebody said that's not the same voice actress, but I
You know
couldn't
what?
tell or not.
Now that I think of it did sound a little different. Yeah,
Different, yeah,
possibly.
but you continue. Sorry, I just wanted to.
Yeah.
I was just
No, now that I think
back
about
of
it, I remember. Yeah, it might be different. I'll have to go back and listen to it.
Yeah, I've heard
So
that.
continue.
I've
You
heard
watch the
that
trailer.
rumor going
Dark,
around, yeah.
ominous. Yeah, dark, ominous. Go ahead.
Dark, ominous, and just I love when it's just they're like unloading all this new stuff coming. And then of course there's that one guardian in the tower there with that mask. Everyone thinks is Uldren. So
Yeah.
when I first saw it, I remember looking. I'm like, oh, that's a cool looking mask. And then I started seeing on Twitter, and I'm like, it's Uldren. It's got to be him. So yeah, I
we
mean
gotta
the
talk
War
about
Mind.
it.
It's just so much stuff coming. Like we like the new the bunkers, the Nightfalls, the new Harder Nightfalls. It's I'm excited, man. It's just packed full of goodies. It was like what 2 minutes? Not even 2 minutes long. And it's just like boom, here's everything. We're like whoa. So
Info explosion per se. Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Bobby was feeling it.
Yeah, and I like seeing what's it called, the Fourth Horseman? Is that the shotguns of all out there?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, as a
Fourth is
non
back.
D1 player, I am all for bringing back the old guns for me to try. So I'm excited for that for sure.
Nice. That's what's up.
Mhm.
So, E, what was the feeling?
Oh, feeling was lit. I couldn't stop watching it. Literally. Like I found the background music to that now. I know what that song is. And
Yes.
the band that does that, just like whatever album that is that they have, there's another song on there. I'm like, there's like 3 or 4 songs you could just like put crazy, awesome. They're all like epic music. So that alone is awesome. It's like brand.
Yeah, they've
X
always been
music.
good with the music.
Yeah.
Who do they have? Oh, I forget what trailer it was. I think it might have been for Shadowkeep. There was this really good song. I know DMG tweeted about it. He was a fan of the band, but yeah, they are on point with their music.
Yeah,
their
they-
trailers, man.
So I mean, you saw everything from we got teases of exotics, we got Warmind obviously talking at you, we've got a mech warrior in there, we've got a new public
yeah,
event.
the Mech
Oh yeah,
Warrior.
forgot about that. Yes, good
Mhm.
catch.
Shout out, by the way, to your better half, sir, and I will say better just because I would do the same thing for my wife. Lawrence Hyde is hosting us right now. Thank you very much for the host.
Oh, wow. Salute. Salute. The lady of the realm. Salute.
Indeed. So, yeah, if you guys want to go get a good laugh on for the day, go check out her content. You will laugh pretty hard. But yeah, I mean, it starts out with like this, just kind of the epic story of like, hey, Cabal, crazy, Scion who got away wants to go smash the last city with the Almighty. I was like, oh, damn. Like, that's how the trailer starts. So we're getting larger and larger kind of like issues that we've got to go deal with. And it seems like that Scion's kind of done his thing and Anna Bray beat him up, but the controls are on fire and the ship's headed towards pretty much the last city on Earth. And I'm going, that's a big ship and that city's not that big. So yeah, we in trouble.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, are we gonna arm the war mind? And then it's kind of breaking down to like how they phrase like, okay, Guardians have to make the tough decisions. And I'm like, is this Zavala having to like swallow his pride and work with the war mind? Or is it that we've got to be like, hey, this isn't going to be like a democratic vote of humanity? Be like, we're just going to kick off the war mind and hope he saves our butt. But if he's on, he's also now on. That bad? Then we obviously have the tease of trials, exotics, cool finishers. It just, I mean, it's an epic trailer. No question about it. So, I mean, we can go through piece by piece. I know I teased like 20 different discussion topics right there, but
nah, man, you good. I'll jump in. Yeah, man, it was a pleasant surprise. We all know it's coming. I think one of the best things about the annual pass structure is that final week when the previous season is about to end is that anticipation, right? What's the next threat? What's gonna happen? And this one, we definitely anticipate. Obviously, with the Osiris and Rasputin cinematic, we knew something was coming in that regard. But what was cool was just, I didn't think we'd see Zavala anytime soon as far as being a main character in the next conflict. So it's actually cool to see him. As much as he's not loved since, he did our boy Cade. He ain't ride for Cade. Yeah. But, so look at E rolled his eye. He rolled his eye. But it's funny.
No, Zavala. He's
Zavala's not really liked right now in these Destiny streets. But, it's good to see him. It's good to see the whole Anna Bray thing. Shout out to Astacross. I don't know if it's true, but is there some type of relationship, daughter? So we gonna figure out father-daughter thing. But I have to reach out to Bite for that part. But as far as the whole setup, it looked cool. I like the whole powering up the war mine, all these different locations we got to go, get that going on. Obviously, the trials inclusion was dope. A lot of stuff, a lot of information, man. So it looked good. Shout out to Prescott. He said, Anna Bay. Shout out to Prescott.
Man, there's a lot of people that got a soft spot for Anna. So
a lot of people, man. But it looked good. I like the exotics and stuff like that were teased. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm glad that, because let's be real, a lot of the worry was that we knew trials were coming. But the PvE guys are going to be like, oh, what I'm going to do? I'm not going to play trials all day. I'm not going to. So it was so good to see, hey, if you're not a PvP person, we got stuff for you. So that part was cool.
Yeah, so we can honestly just start breaking it down, kind of go piece by piece of everything. First thing, story. Obviously, I kind of teased that a little bit. A Scion from the Sundial kind of escaped, somehow got aboard the Almighty, basically turned it, aimed it at Earth, last city, and then busted the controls. So basically just kind of steered it at it and said, all right, going. And then the general other side of that is we've got, the tough decision of, do we activate the War Mind, which is potentially, we know it's kind of capable of keeping the Traveler in the solar system. So if it's able to do that, obviously it might be able to handle a ship. But then how do you guys feel this is all going to go down? I know we had the tease of like Uldren and Worthy. Just kind of want to get into the story bits of everything that's been teased in this trailer and the website and stuff like that.
Let's get it, Bobby.
So Bobizard, if you want to start.
It's I feel like the world of Destiny is in a chaotic, at least as far as the lore and like currently what's going on in the story of what they're trying to show with Osiris going to the War Mine and them kind of feeling like that's an argument that's about to happen. There's a lot of turmoil. I think I really, this past season or with Shadowkeep, with us seeing the darkness now. So I feel like a lot of darkness is creeping in. A lot of stuff is about to change. A lot of bad things are going to happen. We got a ship that's plummeting toward the last city. So I, as the evil side of me, wants some stuff to go down and wants something, something bad to throw a wrench into the plan of Destiny. So I'm excited. I think there's a lot of turmoil, a lot of chaos that's about to happen,
Yeah,
which I'm down for.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I think for me, it was like I like the idea of I forgot all about the Almighty. Let's keep it real. I wasn't even thinking about the Almighty, so I'm just like, oh yeah, it's still there. Like yeah, there's no Gaul and all that, but whatever. So you got that aspect, and are we going to? Am I too ahead to talk about the possible Uldren thing? We just focus on.
I mean, we're just going any lore story stuff. So yeah, throw it in. Why not?
The Uldren thing is very interesting. I am not sure because part of me says when you look at it, first of all, look at the shot. It's very weird, like the placement. Like why there's the focus? You got Ikora, then there's this focus. So initially, I'm like, okay, that's us, right? As a Guardian, maybe, right?
Yeah.
But then it's just the way it's shot. It's very focused. And again, if you've been paying attention to the lore, that amnesty. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but the lore card that was found basically says that Uldren is running around, outside the outskirts of the city, and he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't have any recollection, and people are just angry with him. So as a result, he wears his mask on all the time. So it kind of makes sense. And let's be real, like we've been wanting to know when they're going to address that story beat. One of the greatest things in Forsaken is when that, what you call it, flies by that ghost and brings him back. And we're like, yo, Uldren's back. He's been chosen. He's one of us. And let's be real, the hunters still need a vanguard. So this is interesting. I hope it is. All I can say is I hope it is Uldren because I want that story to advance. I want the classic epic scene when Ikora finds out who the hell that is because she gonna be pissed. I can't wait.
God. I cannot wait. Like, man, the what am I trying to think of? The motion capture and when they're recording that thing, the amount of intensity in that room when you just it's gonna be palpable tension to when that all stuff goes down. So no, if they can actually pull that off, I would love to see that so much.
Yeah, I would love it to be what a story beat that would be. Just to have that going, man.
And I know I saw someone else said if you look where he is in the tower, that's supposed to be where he was found or in some other lore. So why would they why would they put it there if not everything is done intentionally. So
intentionally, I'm starting because at first Bobby, I was saying no only because the helmet felt kind of warlocky. So I was like, well, maybe that's just us, but then as I keep thinking about it, man, it could be the crow. It could be what you think, E. Where you at with it?
I mean, I think it's definitely possible. I would love to see it. I mean, again, I saw Paul Tassi Brighton article is we're kind of at this point of, hey, what's going to happen with the pyramid ships? Please let something happen in year 6. That's been building up for 5 years. And then we had Uldren, we did the Dreaming City, and then we saw him wake up and we're like, dude, he's just chilling out there. I want something to happen. So, I mean, it is and they do very intentional stuff. I mean, Luke Smith's word choice of italicizing one word or all of this other little stuff sometimes typically means something. So if you're looking at what looks to be, again, civilians in a city setting and there's one person looking up and they have a helmet on, you're like, is it just the Guardian or is it this dude? And it's a helmet none of us have ever seen. So it's very unique. So I could definitely see it. If it does happen, very cool tease. People definitely reading in would be nice.
That'd be dope.
So I'd love to see it. I just don't know if they're ready for that story, but God knows it needs to get here. So I'd be totally down with it.
Well, let's do it. Let's do this one last theory. We can say that since what is Shadowkeep considered? Year 3? I don't know where we at.
You had Destiny year 1, then taking the Forsaken.
Forsaken 2. So this is Destiny 2 year 3.
Yeah, this is year 3 of which is Shadowkeep.
Yeah. So as a result, we could kind of say that they're mimicking because we could kind of say Season of the Dawn kind of mimics the Curse of Osiris cadence. We could kind of say, Season of the Worthy now mimics the Warmind cadence.
What comes next?
So in theory, the Forsaken cadence in Dreaming City is up next because it seems like, let's be real, seems like kind of reprisals a little bit. You know what I'm saying? As far as the story beats and as far as everything, this is technically in my mind Warmind 2.0. I don't know about y'all. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so it would be cool to set it up and your boy take the mask off at the end and lead it up. I love. Listen, I know people complain about
the Osiris cutscene. This is the Uldren cutscene at the end of the season. Oh,
bro.
Man. People would lose their mind.
People will lose it. One thing I like, again, I know the hardcore are pissed off right now, like, oh, it's not enough for us to do. But one thing I like as a hardcore Destiny player, hardcore D1, is seeing these story beats actually come together and go somewhere. So if they were able to do that from a continuity standpoint, that would be fire. Like I think it's a possibility, man.
I was like,
Bobby got me hyped.
take it one step further. Remember, it's like season 10 is building, season 11 you don't want to miss going into whatever the expansion is. So you had Curse of Osiris. This is going to be Warmind. Then you have potentially Uldren come back. You somehow resolve the Dreaming City like forever cycle. And then that is either maybe Savathun or the pyramid ships that come in the expansion, like one leading to another. Like the timing seems like it would fit. It does. So I would, that'd be freaking awesome.
Yeah, they have some patience being able to like hold all this stuff in, because I feel like there's always been so much story and so much lore that they can just be like, here's everything, but instead they hold on to it, little piece out, you know.
They just
have
drip feed it to us.
Oh, they drip feed it, and it's just, oh, you just want it all. You sit there and you're like, oh, there's all this story and so much of it that I had learned about because I didn't play D1. And then I start seeing it peeking into D2, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, like, let's go. Let's go. All this old stuff like Savathun. Like, I have no idea about this stuff. So I am.
You missed the glory that is the Taken King. Oh, you poor child.
I've watched many old videos of people doing raids and stuff. So I've seen, never got to play it myself, but I've lived through other people. So
no, that's good. That's interesting. It's interesting to hear your perspective.
Yeah, because I like, you want to be doing something in the game that it's not just random. It's like, it's not just some random one-off thing. Like, oh, this is a story from here. This is coming from this place. And yeah, keep doing it. Keep building it up, Bungie. In the darkness, that when you go to that pyramid ship and you see your projection of yourself in that voice, that was one of those moments of Destiny where I was just sitting here like, oh damn, bro, it's getting crazy. What's about to happen?
It's getting real.
I had a story beat at the end of a raid. These are things I've been asking, E knows when we went to GCX, I literally beelined right over to the raid team. What's her name? I forgot her name. Like, everybody's talking to Deej, everybody's talking to everybody else. I'm like, listen, I said, listen, y'all got the best raids ever in gaming, in my opinion, right? I was like, the only thing y'all got to do is y'all got to do that story continuity, like how Taken King, where the story leads into the raid. And then when you beat the raid, you get some, and that was what Forsaken did. Fantastic, right? So I was like, you can't have these little one-off raids like Scourge of the Past and Crown of Sorrow. Not saying that the raids are trash. It's just that you have to build it up. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we going in there? Why is this threat even an issue? And that is the key. So yeah, man, like, I'm loving this. I'm loving how Garden of Salvation. By the way, we didn't get our jackets. What we getting our jackets, y'all? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff that says partially filled in my my order history on Destiny, but
I didn't even get my Megatron shirt with the boss that we beat. I'm waiting. I want my gear. Shout out to Scarrow9 that dragged us through. Shout out to Scarrow.
We got a nice little quick finish there in the end.
No. We jumped in the backpack, got that done, right, E?
Yep. So I mean, but if you guys are like, you can take everything with Season of the Worthy. It's like, yeah, you like that title fits in 3 different places. Is Uldren worthy as somebody sitting there saying shit?
I didn't even think about that. Good call.
Are we worthy to Rasputin for all these challenges that it's going to put us through? And then in Flawless Trials, are you worthy of course doing that? Like, there's multiple levels that title works just for the season. So I don't know. It's got potential to be kind of epic. And then speaking of like the other piece of it,
it feels like we have to prove ourselves as Guardians in many, many ways. And I want there to be some sort of like judgment at the end of like, all, X amount of Guardians who did trials, did this, did that, you are worthy. Maybe it's a specific title, or maybe, I don't know, some sort of way to like give back to the hardcore players, the worthy ones. I mean, everyone ideally should be able to become worthy, but there should be some sort of like top tier worthiest. You are the top Guardian. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yeah, I think y'all onto it. It makes sense now. I didn't even you nailed it. Like, Season of the Work. His story beat has to be worthiness. Why is he's worthy of the light? He's been chosen by the Ghost. The Traveler has chosen Uldren. It makes it's got to be him. I'm in now. I'm in. I didn't even realize that. I'm all in now. I'm all in. Yeah, I'm going with that. That's Uldren. There's no doubt.
And then the other side of the worthy is Rasputin. So we see Zavala speak over the trailer saying, hey, we've got to make the tough decisions. Talks about us running into bunkers. And then we see this like best way I can say is like Rasputin mech, like the Mars,
Yeah.
like big giant mech, and then he hunkers down and onto all fours and fires what looks to be the javelin out of his head.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw that after watching it a bunch of times. Like, that's the javelin.
Mm.
So where do you
Firing it right
guys
at his
think
head.
this is like a, because we're gonna have legendary lost sectors, we're gonna have bunkers, we'll talk about that stuff. Do you guys
Mhm.
think this is like a bunker
Mhm.
boss? Is this like a cinematic working in our favor? Is this like Rasputin like in, mobile form? I mean, where do you guys think this whole Rasputin piece is gonna come in? Do you feel we're gonna be like, is Rasputin ask us to be like, hey, you gotta clear this stuff out for me, or hey, I've set up challenges, I gotta see if you're actually worth my time? Which way do you guys
Yeah,
think
if
this
we're
is
worthy,
gonna go?
if we're worthy of using the weapon. Yeah, I think that mech thing is on our side. I'd read somewhere, and I think it was some old lore that they had spoken about kind of these mechs in a way.
Mhm.
So I think that they are on our side. Maybe it's something we have to activate in the bunkers, and they fight with us. Maybe it helps us defeat the boss, but that's cool. I love when they bring in a new element like this. Like, okay, now
Love
there's a
it.
mech. Do we fight this? Is it with ours? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, I'll jump in. I agree. I think that yeah, we definitely have to prove our worthiness to Rasputin. And we obviously there's these bunkers that's hidden that we have to go around and unlock, and everything seems to be preparing for a defense, like defending him, arming him, so that he can do what he needs to do to protect humanity. Obviously, the Almighty is this threat. So yeah, and like Bobby said, like I'm always excited when I see a new enemy type, character type, whatever. Like, one of the complaints about Destiny, like, oh, you're fighting the same three things over and over. Like, dude, we getting new stuff. So
Yeah.
I like that aspect. And to be honest, like, I'm gonna be real, like, this trailer surprised me more the amount of stuff. I didn't, because let's be real, like the season door was light a little bit. It was a lot of story
Yeah.
stuff and stuff like that. But as far as content stuff, I was actually surprised. Like, I'm like, this looks like a decent amount of content. I know we're not necessarily getting a raid per se, you know what I'm saying? But it still seems like a lot of stuff to do. So that's what I'm rolling with. What you at with it, E?
I just still want to see what the hell this guy is, because like, I mean, I went through, I'm literally looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have a dozen screenshots of this one guy, and he's in the video for probably like 12 frames. So it's like every frame, because you can
I'm
see
watching
he's
through it
got
now.
he's got like full on shoulder, large shoulder, 4 limbs, standing on legs, then kind of drops down, and he's bigger shoulder pads than any Titan you've ever seen. But when like the head fires a javelin, I'm like, I want to know, for one, the scale of how big he is. I can't tell if it's
Yes.
like Guardian size. Are we looking at like, holy crap, you're big, or are you like a
Yeah.
dog? I can't tell scale. And then, two, just of course, like, the more Rasputin talks, the better. So
course.
I'd love to hear more just Rasputin, and maybe you got to subtitle it so he'll actually see what the hell he says for once.
Who
But
don't like crazy Russian robots?
yeah, why not? But yeah, no, it's like I'm very
Duh.
intrigued to see. And then, as you said, we've got the bunkers, the legendary lost sectors. I think it's got, I mean, you can break stuff down and be like, yeah, it's probably not going to be, the most packed of like everything thrown into one. But I definitely think as they keep building on these seasons and how they're kind of pulling the lore along, I like where it's going. And so far, for $10, I always like, it's easy to say, and I think many people have $10. We get our money's worth, hands
$10,
down,
bro.
not a question.
Oh,
Like we
yes.
get our $10 easy every time.
$10, bro. That's right. No doubt. What else we got?
So then through the trailer, we go through, of course, we've got a tease of some gear that we're going to get, namely 3 exotics. Now, one we very got laid out for us, and that is Tommy Matchbox. So we've got the Tommy gun auto rifle. We've also got the what looks to be Cabal slug. Looks to be like a giant minigun, but if you like somebody pulled like a Colossus image, and you guys can see it almost nearly matches the barrel.
Matches it.
And then we've got, of course, 4th Horseman. So on the exotic, on the weapons front, from what you guys have seen, anything, and also you got the trials weapons and things like that. Any weapons you guys have seen you're intrigued about, curious how it's going to work, thoughts?
I'm excited for Tommy's matchbook. I have never been much of an auto. When I first started playing, I would all use like Uriel's gift was, everyone said, oh, it's the best gun, get that. Haven't used an auto since then. So I always like I like just holding the mouse clicker down instead of having to click every time. So it's nice to,
you
play a little lazy and just mow down enemies. It looks dope. It sounds dope. And, it might be like a new little archetype of auto rifle. So that looks exciting. Always excited for a new shotgun. I just watched someone posted on Twitter of how the melting power of it. So
Oh, it's just
yeah,
it's like 5
yeah,
bullets, 5 slugs as fast as you can. It's nuts.
So and then the other one that looks like the Cabal guys like machine gun thing. So
Yeah.
Thing is
I'm excited. I
massive.
like them all. I think they're all good
Mhm.
choices. I don't, we don't need any more hand cannons. I'm not a big
Yes, I agree.
sidearm fan, so
I
Devil's
agree.
Ruin was a cool little sidearm to get, but
Mhm.
it just felt like a 1/16th version of 1K Voices or something. So
I like that.
yeah,
Small scale
man.
model. Yeah.
yeah, just like a pew.
Yeah.
What I do like though, just not to go too off topic, is
No, go for it.
the what do they call it here? The upgrade your power, the Warmind Kanjali, the like little
Yes.
dagger thing that's supposed
The artifact.
to be
Yep.
the artifact. Yeah, I couldn't think of the word. That looks dope.
That's fire.
I like that. I hope they sell a replica of that because
Yeah, that looks fire. I like the little chain on it too.
yeah, it reminded me a little
Yeah.
bit of like the old the weapons from the movie Troy, like the kind of
Oh,
yeah.
Spartan
yes.
swords.
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
looked it up.
What about
It's a
that
little
Troy
different. It's
knife?
got a sharper edges and whatnot than that, but it's still like I like seeing that.
Yep.
Excited.
Hector!
Yeah.
That's my movie right there. What you know about that Troy? Like,
I was like, Brad
That's
Pitt
what's
looking
up.
good. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but like, man,
Nah,
woman,
he
or
was on his
otherwise, he
bag.
looked
He was in
good
his
in that
bag.
movie. Yeah,
He was in his bag on that movie.
That was
I
the
cannot
first
front.
movie I saw 3 times in the theater.
Yeah.
Damn.
I
there you
love
go.
that movie. Yeah,
Mhm.
big sword guys and fighting. So
That's what's up.
that was enjoyable.
nice.
Yeah, but new exotics
Mhm.
look dope. I'm excited for them. Hopefully, I always like when they bring in hopefully new guns that change archetypes, not just another gun. So yeah, I'm excited. They all look very fun to use.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, man, same thing. Like Tommy's matchbook looked cool.
Mhm.
Saw some hand cannon that looked interesting. We getting into that armor, this Russian arm. I don't to get into that.
Not
We
yet.
waiting?
Not yet.
All right, damn, all right. So yeah, like listen,
Trailer.
Four Horsemen. Is a classic. You know what's funny? I never really used that gun though.
I didn't
In
use it
D1.
much. I probably used it on like some specialist arc singe,
Yeah.
loadout. And if you just like you want to melt something, you would absolutely
Mhm.
destroy stuff. But its range is
It's
got a
super
stat of
short, right?
it's like 5 range. You
So is
had
it
to be
like-
up in front of them for it to be useful.
So is it like because it's like the opposite of Acurus? It hits as hard as Acurus, but it's like mad close. I don't remember using. I remember getting that gun late in D1.
I mean, it's basically a insanely fast firing. Like you load all 5 slugs in, and all the barrels. It's just like 2, and you're like, takes 6 years to reload. So you got to plan when to use that thing. But if you need to dump
Gotcha.
a butt ton of damage from a shotgun into something up
Yeah.
close, that's what you do.
Mm.
Speaking of
What's
up close,
yeah,
I hope
yeah.
they change battle mechanics because I know they keep trying to get us away from just sitting there and
Yeah.
sniping and destroying enemies. But
Mhm.
the problem was with bosses. I mean,
Mhm.
they're stopping you.
Oh
So-
god, it was so
Yeah.
annoying. Yes.
I really hope they tune/delete that stop because
Mhm.
I like getting up close. So
Yeah, because it detracts you. It makes you do the things that they don't like us doing, which
Yeah.
is staying distance. If you're gonna stomp and then blow us away from the map, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I completely agree. They've got to introduce something else so that we get into utilizing weapons like this. Because a lot of us want to be aggressive and up close and stuff.
yeah, and
like
I don't
that.
want to just sit there in a rift and just unload all my shotgun. But
Facts.
what I want is more movement-based bosses. So shoot your
Mm.
boss, move out, reload, get back together. Other
Yeah.
guys, mid-range pecking at him, then you can go in, boom, get your
Mhm.
shot in. So
I agree.
we'll see. We'll see what they do with that.
Yeah, I've
What'd you
always
think,
kind
Ian?
of wondered on the bosses as we were talking about that basically, because
Mhm.
as playing through like other games, it's always nice to get a little perspective because we live in this
Yep.
game too long and you're like, I'm kind of like jaded, whatever. But I was even
Mhm.
playing through Neo and there's a boss, and I was just wondering because they always want us to it was all about the whole sniper, but like, sniper nerf, 20% damage. And you even think
Yep.
about like Sanctified Mind. He's floating in the air when you have to do damage to him. How else are you
Yeah.
gonna hit him?
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
same thing you said, like if you think about Nightfall, Master Nightfall modifiers, you've got,
Mhm.
the pushback on,
Mhm.
I cannot remember her name in the Scarlet Keep, but it pushes you
Oh,
even farther.
yeah.
Is one of the modifiers, the pushback is even farther. Well, like, of course I'm not going to go get close. So then, yes, it's
Yeah.
going to be scouts or snipers or grenade. It's going to be something got to use at range. And now they're buffing autos. They're bringing back Fourth Horseman,
Mhm.
which you have to be right next to them. They're buffing
Yeah.
swords. So, I mean, all
Yeah,
these
we-
things, like, if you want me to use a sword, you got to let me get next to him or find a different
Exactly.
way. And as I was playing one of the bosses, it's a big giant centipede, but it's got a lot of segments. And if you actually get to a point where you kind of smash down, all the little segments kind of break apart. I want a boss that is made up of multiple things. If you do some certain thing, one sniper shot, like you hit a crit, it splits, hence your use of an auto rifle, something needed. I need to go mow down a whole bunch of pieces, kind of the way they had some similar mechanic in Leviathan. Find a boss that has multiple segments where you can't just focus on one single point. You got to focus on like 100 little things, and you can't use a sniper rifle. Build a boss that makes me use other weapons. Don't just smash me to keep me at distance. So,
Migos is asking you a question, and he said he hasn't played D1. Is the fourth horseman pretty much a stronger shotgun Izanagi?
You don't load it into one single shot, but I mean, it's a very quick burst and a very slow reload. So, I mean, in a sense, you get one quick shot, and that's going to be a little bit of a minute, but the range is so short. It's basically the exact opposite. So it's an arc. I think it was 4 or 5. I always wanted to say it was 5 shots in the magazine, not 4, because it's got 4 barrels, but there was always 5 shots, I think, which was weird. But it was arc shotgun, tiny range, a lot of damage. Best way I can describe it.
Do y'all think it's gonna be, Bobby? You think it's gonna be heavy, or is it gonna go with a special?
That would be interesting, because since they changed shotguns to not be, well, they have the what? Acryus is
heavy, right?
Yeah.
So you think it's just an exotic special?
Just because of the way it looks, not like too big of a shotgun. I'm feeling special.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably say special. It's always tricky with exotics, because I wish there was a way to have multiple exotics, or just some game mode where you could just deck yourself out and use all the dope exotics. But yeah, it's
or at least a mode, right? What if we do like a mode like that?
So I've been tweeting at Bungie and just tweeting into the universe that I want a PvP mode where there's no supers. So basically reverse mayhem, where it comes down to all weapon mechanics.
Okay.
I'm okay with abilities, that's fine. We can keep abilities and grenades, that's fine, but no supers. I think that would be a really, really cool way to and then maybe even that, all right, you want to use 2 exotics, you can't use a third weapon, or you can't use a heavy. Just interesting. I love changes and stuff like that really, just for fun, kind of how I like when they, tease stuff and try different stuff out. So that's something I would.
Yeah, I wish they would do that. I wish they would do random stuff like that in Crucible Labs. Be like, hey, we're experimenting with this really goofy mode. There's no supers. You do have a grenade, no melee abilities, 2 guns, all exotics. You can use And I always wonder how hard that would be, because they have so many limitations just built into your inventory. Like 1 exotic only. Like, I don't know how hard it is going to break the system. Like, I put 2 in and the game just shuts down.
Yeah, but I want I think Call of Duty used to do this, kind of like an exotic gun game or something like that, where maybe you start from one, you start with a sidearm. Everybody starts with an sidearm, and whoever gets killed, they go up in level in different archetypes and stuff like that, whether it be exotics, legendary, so just some cool things to kind of switch up the meta. You know what I'm saying? I would love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like momentum control, that was awesome. I thought that was a really cool game mode. I mean, it was crazy, but you get your shot off first, you're gonna get the kill right away, no matter you're using Jade Rabbit from across the map and boop, headshot dead or whatever it is.
The only way
that was fun.
Jade Rabbit in there.
It was crazy. I mean, I even tried bringing some other stuff in. I was playing it the other day because it was the weekly rotator, and I'm like, what right Thorn's like in here? Boom, 2 shots with Thorn dead, and I was just body shotting with snipers. So stuff like that is cool. So I hope they take something like momentum control and build upon it and do my reverse mayhem idea, or just something new, something crazy, and just for fun, not competitive stuff.
I would love an exotic gun game and just go through and
me too.
Just a line of exotics. You gotta kill with each one. That'd be hilarious. Like you start off maybe with heavy. You start off a couple primaries, throw heavy in. Occasionally you get a grenade launcher. Yeah, you gotta get a kill with Darcy or something like that. Like stuff like that would mix it up. That would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that would again break the game and be difficult, but if sometimes the fixed loadout would be nice for them to do to truly just for a mode, just to level the playing field.
Just for a game mode, and you never know what comes from that. And even someone you try different weapons that you don't normally try, like, oh crap, I like this bow. This is fun to use, or something like that. So
how many people still use Arbalist right now?
Facts. Let's be real. When we had to do the Komodo quest, I never really used Arbalist. I was like, it's actually pretty good when you
Every
use it.
gun is good once you figure it out. That's what, when people ask me about Destiny and they're like, oh, I'm gonna play Destiny, what you do? I'm like, play everything, try everything, shoot everything, because you're not everything's good, everything's viable. You can go into PvP with the worst weapons. If you're good at it, you can play it. But every
Talk
gun
about it.
is very, very viable. Obviously, you know, there's the best TTK weapons and whatnot if you want to be Sweat Lord. But that's personally what I love about the game is that everything is viable. You can play how you want to play. So.
Talk about best gun game. Talk about it. Yeah, that's what I want to hear. What else we got?
But yeah, it's like so the trailer kind of finishes up with exotics, and then it teases, of course, into the other piece of
what I want to know is it says empower every ally. What does that mean? Are we like buffing ourselves in some PvE activity that?
See, that's kind of the wonder is you get the tease of this like public event of we got going on. We get like is Rasputin, is Uldren, like how far are these like allies reaching? As you guys are saying that, that's a legit question. I don't know.
And they are saying they're holding stuff back. They're purposely saying
it's good.
That we're not. I love that. Yeah,
they learned their lesson of they showed us everything, and then people spent a whole week or whatever in the quarters of time. It's like, oh, it's a gun that we knew we were getting. I can't. If I was one of those guys spending, you know, uncountable amount of hours sitting there looking at Excel spreadsheets, I would have been like, that's it. I'm done. I'm taking a break. But
I feel you, man. That's why I love this cadence where it's like, yo, we're not going to show you everything. You know what I'm saying? And this is good. I'm excited. I'm definitely pumped for this season so far.
Yeah, so a couple other things we got in the trailer. Of course, a little bit of a tease for Trials. That we've talked about a little bit last week, but as we didn't have you on, Bobizard, thoughts on Trials? I know you haven't played D1, so you've literally never played it before.
Yeah.
How much do you know? Are you looking forward to it? Like, thoughts?
Very much. So I never, when Trials of the 9 was out in D2, I never played it because I wasn't really good at PvP. Now I'm good, above average. I can snipe. I've done it all, especially I think what I got me a lot better at PvP was playing a lot of Iron Banner and doing weapon-specific bounties to just learn about different weapons, play all the classes, and just get my shot down, get everything down. I'm pumped. I was playing Elimination last night with my Trials team, and I love the game mode. I love you get that first shot, you get that 3-on-2 advantage, and you just go and you can end it. So I like the game mode. I think it's fun. It's, you know, you play your best in that first 30 seconds. If you do good, boom, you win the round. If not, all right, start another one. So we were down like 1 to 3 games last night, and we just focused up and boom, and just won them all and won the game. I'm like, all right, like I'm down for this. I really like it. I really like that elimination style. I know I was talking to Clintus last night, who's who I'm playing with, and he was saying that in one season they had bounties that you could get by not having to go win 7 in a row. So as long as there's stuff for me to be able to do and not have to win 7 in a row, that's good. I know I don't want it to be super easy, but there's definitely, you know, I was watching someone talk and they said you need the casuals, you need the people in there that aren't the best, that aren't the great PvP players, so that, you know, you can get to that 7 in a row. Bring people in so that when you go in, it's not overwhelming. Obviously, you know, there's the talk with the artifact power in week 1. You know, unfortunately, it's not going to be disabled. So we'll see how that goes, but I have high hopes. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, literally what you said. I mean, for me, it was the same thing. It was just kind of like, you know, for me, that's my raid. You know, I'm a PvE guy too, but, you know, PvP, shout out to Sinister, shout out to Addict, you know, Fridays would come, and it was basically Destiny became a new game on Friday. Like that weekend, Trials, when that came, it was Xur came, and you went to the Reef back in D1 to go, you know, see Brother Vance, whatever, and do the thing. And you nailed it, because literally what I said last time, you know, when I was at PAX doing this remotely with E, is they have to have that balance, right? The hardcore is going to play this mode, try to go for the lighthouse. I get it. But the casuals, you can't discourage them. You have to give them something. And be honest, like, listen, I'm above average. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing was I wasn't going to the lighthouse a lot. I mean, I only went twice. I wasn't really going to the lighthouse often. So what would happen is I would get those Trials bounties, right? Whether it be just getting a certain amount of kills, a certain amount of rounds in, so that I'm in there, and then that would allow me to then get a chance. And it wasn't an adept weapon. It wasn't an adept version of the weapon. It wasn't the one that you get. It was, like I got a doctrine of passing. My first one like that. I was like, man, I got like a really good trials gun. I can compete. And I would get like maybe an armor set, one piece of an armor set. So it's like you would build it up slower.
Yeah.
But it incentivized me every week to keep
It gives you a
playing.
reason to play.
Yeah.
Besides having to win every single game or get really sweaty and get really frustrated.
Facts.
It's like, no, you win a couple. You did really good here. Here's something a little, I know I'm not, you don't need, everyone doesn't need a participation trophy, but if you're putting time in and you're playing well, here's a little gift. So
no doubt. But yeah, man. So that's pretty much it. Like I'm definitely hyped about that. I'm hyped about them bringing the classic Trials weapons back. There's a lot of good weapons. Now I'm curious if they do. I doubt they do it, but one thing what Trials had was elemental primaries. I don't think they're gonna do that. I doubt they do that because that was something that Bungie doesn't like to do anymore. Because I'll take that bad boy into the Nightfall with a heartbeat. But anyway, so we got
just
that.
the way
We
it's
got the
built
bold.
now. I don't think they could because it literally is kinetic and energy. So
yeah.
the way it's built.
I think, like I said, we just need, our typical thing. We need our mercy. If you lose, you get a chance. If you get one win, you get the extra win. You know what I'm saying? You need those little incentivized things. And cheating, we got to get that. The band hammers got to go there.
Yeah. They got to get that on. That's I played a lot of PvP. I didn't play a lot of comp this past season, but I saw it a little bit. I watched other people streaming and I see it, and it blows my mind how. I mean, I'm not tech savvy enough to understand how it all works, but when you have people shooting snipers like they're an SMG and flying across the map,
oh my god,
I'm just surprised there's just not something in the game that like immediately is like, okay, this person's moving way faster than this set of boundaries. Quick ban them, whatever it needs to be. So I'm hoping. I know there's another TWAB before Trials comes out. I'm hoping that in this next TWAB, they're like, here's the whole thing is just like anti-cheat. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
that's probably one of the biggest things is cheating because at this point, we
Yeah.
know the artifact. They just literally can't handle certification before the first week, which is fine.
Right.
Power level shouldn't be too crazy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so be it. It's not perfect, but they listen, so it's going to be there. But yeah, the cheating is the biggest thing for people who, especially if they really start to take it seriously, or if you're watching like streamers getting cheated on and stuff like it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be probably the bigger thing that takes people away. For one reason why the bounties will have to be there to give you that other side of alternative for loot and rewards in case like, dude, I just got like DDoS. What the hell? But at least if you get the bounties, it's not completely all for naught, which is good.
You got that mercy, yeah.
So the boons, the bounties, definitely going to be a thing. Hopefully they're quicker with cheating, but it's like it's just tough and have to see. And I always hear people talk about anti-cheat, and I just wonder what it is about not trying to have that in there, or things of that nature. So kind of wonder they haven't ever they do their own, and I always wonder if it just never seems to be enough at the moment.
Well, I think what it is they got to ratchet up the sensitivity, right? I think the issue they had, at least the vibe I see from the outside looking in, was they were worried about false flagging, right? Where someone may not be doing something, but from what I was told, recently, I've heard of people who have bots or whatever these things are in other games try to launch Destiny now, and they're getting hit. Good. So for apparently whatever this sensitivity, they've ratcheted up, because I'm hearing reports on Reddit and other things of people saying, yo, is it going to be perfect? No. Are people going to slip through the cracks? Of course. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as long as that level of sensitivity, and I'm hearing they getting the ban off rip, like it's not the warning, like stop that. Because we can't be having this that's going down in Trials, man, for sure. The stakes are way too high, and that's how it promotes. I mean, the sad part about Trials, it promotes like, a whole different subculture dudes like, yo, pay me, I'm gonna take you to the lighthouse and all this. Like it was crazy. It was spooky.
Because I'm a little, I don't know how I feel about it. I had someone help me.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm placing a value in this person's providing a skill. It's, I don't know, I'm kind of torn on it, even though as someone who partaked in it at one point, it's weird. I can see how it gives more people a play, and it's for me, it's just I was tired of running into 3 stacks of cat recoveries, and I even was like, they were messaging me, and I started joking around like, oh, how much for a recov? And he's like, yo, if you're serious, go to this person's Twitch, and I'm like,
it's real.
Well, I can be here for 3 weeks and grind my way by myself and maybe get it, or I can just pay this person some money that they'll be done in 3 hours. So It's a weird thing. It's something new to me.
Wait, Bobby was in the black market? Hold on, let's stop. So did you meet the connect? Was it a money exchange?
Oh yeah, no, it was
I'm teasing.
For me it was always I've been paying. I remember in Final Fantasy 11 online, the first time I ever paid for in-game currency, I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, I just spent $20 on a video game for currency. So I had to justify. I'm like, all right, how long would it have taken me to get that money in game? All right, definitely more than X amount of hours. I'm like, all right, I worked for this amount of hours to make this money, and I can just pay that to not have to play the game for X amount of hours. But yeah, it's a weird thing. I'm okay with it, but it definitely promotes a weird culture. So
now, I will say this: like, I hear where you're coming from. All I'm saying is like, if dudes doing that, that's their business. My thing is to do. I don't mind it. I guess if it's done off the skill, if somebody say, yo, I am dead nice, their KD is ridiculous, I get you, and they're doing that, and dudes is paying, hey, I'm not knocking the hustle. Who am I to watch that man's pocket if he's doing it legitly? All I'm saying is it's the dude who's out there with the aimbot and all this other stuff, all DDoSing and
no, like, there were
times, there were times when, dude, you would play, I don't know if you remember this, E, you'd play Trials, and then like, they were booting your teammates out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you'd be, and you just by yourself 3v1, and you're like, yo, what is going on? Like, I remember times like that. So dudes was really, doing some shiesty stuff. Just whether it's just pure manipulation as opposed to what Bobby said, where someone is really talented and can carry, a team on his own.
Yeah, no, it's kind of one of those where I've still always wondered why in competitive, still don't know, is if you drop a player, that is just a substantial disadvantage. I mean, yeah, people have come back from 3v1s because they're the 0.001%, but the rest of us normal people are screwed when that happens because there's too much that is going to get against you. And if somebody stays dropped long enough, even if they come back like 2 rounds later, why should that match at least count against you? Maybe that match can be like, hey, this is like if you win it, cool. But if you lose, it shouldn't count against you. Win the system should understand like,
or something should pop up. It's like you're at a disadvantage. Do you want to leave this game and not have it count?
At minimum, there should be something in the algorithm that after at least 2 rounds of a mismatch as far as player count, there should be something in the algorithm that says, okay, this the losing team. The winning team can get whatever and go on, but the losing team should not be either penalized. It should be like a clean slate, or even just a reward. You got to give something to that player because that is the most demoralizing thing.
Oh yeah, I played a bunch of COP games where I was going in solo and you lose one, and then you win a game and you're in the chat like, all right, dude, we got this. Let's lock this down. And you try, but 3-on-2 advantage. It's pretty tough.
So just something for it to say, just like even if it just says loss waived for mismatch or something, whatever. Just something to acknowledge it because it happens too often. And DDoSing with peer to peer is apparently really, really simple. To the ones who actually
I'm pretty sure I was getting DDoSed a month or so ago. I was playing, and every single time I would get in a game, I'd be kicked, and it kept happening. Internet was fine, checked it, restarted it, it kept happening. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but this is weird. So it's
Dano's got a good point. He's saying I feel people might take advantage of that. I mean, listen, they've got if you're not, they got to do something. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the most fairest thing because obviously yes, I can see a scenario when someone try to exploit that or whatever. But you can't just go through these matches. It has to be some type of mismatch algorithm. It has to be, and they have to figure it out, man. Because it's frustrating, bro.
Or if the system is able to recognize that you got this specific error, it's like okay, this baboon error, whatever that it's called for getting DDoS or whatever it may be. It's like all right, this person got kicked for this error, like the person saying in your chat there, because there could be some sort of people taking advantage, but
We'll see now.
I mean,
I don't envy
like
them. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's like taking advantage. You do think it's like, oh, we're down 3 to, there's like 5 rounds and we're down 3-0. Well, I'm going to turn off my computer. I'll see you guys after the round's over so we don't lose on our card or something. And that is a hard thing because if it is just truly like, disconnection or DDoS or whatever specific, their code may not be able to make the distinction between the two, so that's difficult.
Yeah.
But it still sucks for the people who are actually trying to do it. So I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
What else we got?
So that does seem to probably cover the trailer. We've got a couple other teasers in there. We have a captain that is a champion. Kind of wondered if you guys thought it was going to be barrier, overload, or unstoppable. Just sheerly curious if you had an opinion.
Hmm.
Trying
I
to
don't
find
know.
where it is.
I don't know. I'm
Just
curious.
it's when he's flipping
What you think,
the
Bobby?
flipping the exploder shank. It's that last frame.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I did like those mods. They definitely. You know what season of the where they did it? I didn't have any energy primaries that I liked. Now I have like 7, just
Nice.
because of the
Mhm.
mods, and I had to switch. And it's like, all right, here's a scout, here's a pulse, here's a bow, and it definitely made me find good rolls on a bunch of energy primaries. So
Mhm.
I did like that. That was a good mechanic. I think that was added.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they got going
Yeah, I
on.
don't know. What you think, Abe? What you think it is?
I don't see it being as unstoppable because I don't see them typically chasing you. Captains or weenies, they always run.
Yeah. Yeah.
So probably barrier. But if it's
Probably
a
barrier.
barrier captain, that's also going to get
Mhm.
really annoying because he looks like he's holding almost like a scorch cannon. So that
Mhm.
just sounds like it's going to be a painful fight. Is what that sounds like.
Yeah. Real quick, you think the artifact might go? Because was it last season was solar focused? You know, prior to that was this. So you think we're ready for void now? As
We
far
had
as
void.
like
We had void
artif-
twice. This one's probably going to be solar and arc.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
We had
Okay.
arc and
Yeah,
void.
that's right,
this
we had
time we had
void,
solar
yeah,
and void.
yeah.
So now it's got to be solar
Yeah,
and
you're
arc.
right.
If they rotate
You're
it
right.
that way, that would
If
be
they
my
rotate
hunch.
it. Now, I'm curious to see what weapon archetypes they're going to try to lean us into. Obviously, last one was scouts. You know, they had scouts in there and stuff like that. I'm very, very curious about the artifact setup.
Well, I'm
I
guessing
actually
more
low-key
autos.
like it.
I'm guessing more
Yeah,
autos
autos,
because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
getting a buff.
Yeah,
But they've
autos got a
only
buff.
done primaries. They haven't done any sniper scouts, fusions,
Yeah.
machine guns, like none of that stuff. And they may not want to steer you into the specials and heavies, but
Mhm.
I mean, how many primaries can you go between? Is it going to be autos,
Mhm.
sidearms? What am I missing? What have we not really had?
SMGs, bow.
Yeah.
Have we? I think we've had them.
Yeah, we've had 'em
balls,
all.
Yeah.
Auto,
Because
yeah.
we had like autos and SMGs in the first one were pretty big because
Mhm.
Recluse was still crazy popular.
Yes, sir.
Then we got autos a little bit for
Mhm.
Unstoppable, I think, this time, but then you've got mostly no, they
Mhm.
were overload. So I mean, I could just see him rotating through. It's like his pulse is
Mhm.
coming back. Don't know yet.
Yeah, don't know. Yeah, we got to see.
I would like their. I think it would be cool if they took some sort of way of. You can use whatever you want to apply a mod to it, but for
Mhm.
this week, this element or this type of weapon is buffed. So you get, like a
Mhm.
1.25 multiplier on using autos, or
Mhm.
just so you have that ability to be like, you know what, I really like this gun. I'm going to use
Mhm.
it. Maybe a little weak than you, but I'm not like crazy
Right.
disadvantaged.
Mhm. I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
So what we got?
Speaking of the season pass and mods and all that stuff, we do have the website. So Seasons of the
Yeah.
Worthy website pretty much launched shortly after the trailer. So we know the date is
Mhm.
March 10th to June 9th, like dead on 3 months. Pretty exact this time around.
Mm-hmm.
They do touch on a little bit of the story. So obviously they said save the last city. With the sundial freed from the clutches of the Red Legion, one escaped Scion Flayer enacts a desperate ploy for revenge against the last city. Guardians of the Light must set aside old differences. Again, is it Zavala and Anna Bray that got to work together? They're the ones in the picture, maybe.
Oh,
To band together with
he's in the
unlikely
time zone.
allies and save the city
Yeah, he's
from
in
total
the
destruction. Allies.
There we go. He's
Oh,
back.
there he is.
Yeah, he's
Me?
back. He's back.
What-
Okay.
what I
yeah.
do?
No, you're back. You was in the Matrix.
Oh, I was like,
for a second,
Yeah.
he was like this. I was like, oh, he's gone.
You
well,
left
it was a
off
good-
with
it was a-
because you paused because you said we must set
Yeah.
aside all differences.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you hitting
what
at
else?
here?
Yeah, nah, it's
stream
Discord.
stream
It's
dropped
Discord.
for a second, so yeah, just
Yeah.
a hiccup in the joys of internet, I guess. But good thing I guess
Mhm.
I was talking, so my audio's there.
Good,
But yeah, I
good,
basically
good.
just read off Save the Last City, just the piece on the website. One
Yeah.
big piece
Yeah.
just to consider is like, band together with
Mhm.
unlikely allies.
Allies.
Plural. So you've got
Yeah.
like Rasputin's the obvious one that we're gonna pair up with, but who else?
Clearly, I'm on the Uldren train.
It's got definitely Uldren. I don't know. It's who we
Who
joining up
else
with?
could it be? Like, what
Yeah,
other
like-
person we
I was
got
like, you've
beef
got
with?
Anna, Rasputin, because Zavala and Anna,
Yeah.
they got to kind of get over their stuff of like being
Mhm.
different sides. But Rasputin being
Mhm.
unlikely ally, maybe Uldren, don't
Mhm.
know. I still see Uldren being that teaser cinematic, like in the tower, like
yeah.
somebody like he's sitting there having lunch or something, and Zavala looks over and is like, just loses his stuff or something, goes to get a cord, and they confront him or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So that could be cool.
Mhm.
But basically, it says power up Rasputin. So we've got time is running out. So
Yes.
we've got Save the Last City, of course. Seraph
Mhm.
Towers. So join your fellow
Mm.
guardians and prepare Rasputin's defense in shared public events. Now, this is
Mm.
weird because this tease of the towers we see it in the cinematic trailer. It's got the 2 towers. They're throwing orbs into it. I'm not sure if that's going to be like a Forge type mechanic where you go do something, throw a ball to start charging this thing up to finish the thing. But this picture shows it in the European Dead Zone. On the moon, we've definitely got it in the cinematic 100% on the gameplay. So I don't know how many places these are going to be. Are they going to be like new public events all over the place? Don't really know. And then, of course, we're teased with bounties and bunkers. And this is where I guess the worthy part of Rasputin. Rise to Rasputin's challenge and clear bunkers throughout the system to reestablish communication with the Mormide. And I think you guys were right. Just we do have to face Rasputin's challenges to prove, I guess, we might be worthy to Rasputin. So
maybe it's a scenario where all these bunkers have been taken over by all the other enemy factions. Like, all right, go clear this out of here, because if we're going to use these weapons, you got all these guys jamming my stuff up. So that's probably the kind of...
I told you. My boy Osiris had to run down on him and said, listen, you know what I'm saying? This was, he said he acquiesced. So there you go. I'm an Osiris fanboy, so I'm completely biased. Everything Osiris.
I saw something pretty funny where it was like, Osiris thinks he can go up to the Warmind with a scout rifle and take it out. It's like, he's trying.
Listen, who's complying though? You see who's complying? Rasputin's complying. That's the god Osiris getting things done for the Guardians. My man. Continue.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure stream was back as well. So, stream looks back. I mean, we've got the Seraph Towers we use for, I guess, preparing Rasputin's defenses. We got to go clear out the bunkers. And then when we look about the calendar as well, which we can kind of jump to at least that part of it, the calendar we've got. So beginning March 10th, the Seraph Tower event of the new PvE activity. Got new legendary weapons and armor coming from that. Also on March 10th. And then this is the way the dates, and I'm guessing they're just all respective dates. March 10th, March 24th, and April 7th. You've got Seraph bunkers on EDZ, the Moon, and Io. And also states legendary lost sectors. That's a lot of the PvE kind of story related stuff. So wanted to get your guys' thoughts as we see the kind of, all I can think of is Sauron's eye. It's the only thing I can picture for the 2 towers, the glowing thing in the middle. That's all I can see. So you have the Sauron eye public event, and you've got these bunkers. And then they did actually clarify the legendary lost sectors are separate. So I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on all of those pieces of how the bunkers
from what?
Like the Seraph, it says Seraph Bunker, EDZ, and Moon, and then underneath it says Legendary Lost Sectors. Like so.
Oh, so those are two separate.
things?
Yeah. The bunker is not the lost sector. Like the bunker is one thing, and then maybe like for the week of March 10th, if it's EDZ, lost sectors on EDZ are legendary for like the first 2 weeks. Maybe that's kind of the way I read that, and I was wondering what you guys thought those might entail.
What you think, Bobby?
Yeah, I the more I think about it, you know, it's funny because we spent a lot of this past season. I spent a lot of time in lost sectors finishing bounties. So I'm thinking maybe they want to take that thought process of, all right, people are spending a lot of time in lost sectors doing whatever they got to do. Let's make it more challenging. So it'd be cool if it was solo. You go into the solo and it's like you have no team because it is a lost sector. Maybe it's not as challenging of activity, but yeah, I like that. I mean, I'm all for bringing in new game modes, new types of game modes. So hopefully, the lost sectors are just like a buffed up version. Maybe it's a solo thing. I think that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, Seraph Bunker and then the Seraph Tower. It's I like it. I've liked all, Vex Offensive was cool. I like all the new stuff that they've been bringing in. So I think they keep trying new public type activities. It started with whatchamacallit in on not Mars Mars, the
Moon.
What was it called? The Escalation Protocol.
Oh,
started with stuff like Escalation Protocol, and it's like, all right, that was cool. I feel like they keep trying these new type of public activities that are giving you good rewards. So anything where I can go in that I don't have to LFG for to get good stuff, get rewards, I'm down for that. If that's the case there.
No doubt. Yeah, man. Listen, I mean, I like things like this. I like when they have basically you go back to older spaces and they have newer things in the older space to encourage it. So I like that aspect. I like the fact that, it looks like lost sectors are going to get some love. I've always liked lost sectors. You know what I'm saying? I always thought they were cool. I thought the ones on the moon were really well done. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed those.
Oh, those are amazing. All of them are great.
Yeah. The moon lost sectors are amazing. I'm very curious to see what the actual gameplay loop, how they handle the difficulty. Is it just going to be a beefier boss? Is there going to be mechanics with the lost sector?
Champions.
Yeah, like what's going to separate it from just the everyday lost sector. So yeah, if they had like barrier stuff and all that, I wouldn't mind it. You know what I'm saying? Like if they had that kind of stuff, it definitely needs to be more interesting. You know what I'm saying? So
And
that's
what
where
do
I'm
you
at.
think? Again, and this where it comes back to risk versus reward. Like, if this thing
Hmm.
wants to kick my butt in a lost sector, why am I going to do it? What's going to be in a lost sector that says, "Hey, I need to go in this cave"?
But the rewards need to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, we definitely got
Random
to get.
blues.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we got to get some shards, some golf balls or something. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would hope that the reward system is there. And then from my understanding, I know I'm going ahead with the 12. From my understanding, Pinnacle, right?
I was like,
Stuff
we'll get
should
there, yeah. Like,
we'll get
but
there, but
yeah,
yeah, we've been alluded to Pinnacle stuff. So yeah, I'm more excited about this. I'm curious about this particularly, as opposed to we'll get to the next thing with the ordeal and all that. But that's where I'm at.
yeah. No,
Hmm.
for me, I mean, the public events. I think people were like, "Hey, how
Oh,
many more of
Bobizard, he's in
these?"
the ether. He's
Oh,
in the Matrix now. Yeah, Bobby's in the Matrix.
yeah, he is.
He ain't move. Yeah, his face ain't move. Yeah, we hopefully get him back.
Yep. Hold off. Oh,
Yeah,
we totally lost him. We'll add him
we
back
lost
in
him.
here.
Yeah, I think he dropped. But hopefully we get Bobby back.
Yep. We'll hold off for a second, guys.
Hmm. Hmm. Bobby's in the Matrix.
Our faces are a little off-putting now.
It's all good. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see what's going on.
Difficulties of a
What
live show. You are correct.
I know. Oh, okay, yeah, he's good. He said he got DDoS.
He got DDoS. Oh my god.
They hating on him for trials, man. They starting early with my boy. Oh, good.
All right. I'll just give him just a
Yeah.
second, guys. I'll be back soon.
Mm-hmm. So, you want to continue? Or you just want to rock out? Why you just gonna wait?
We just wait.
All right,
Rocking him
cool,
back
cool,
in here.
cool. No doubt, no doubt. He's because it may be a little while. He said he got to restart his internet though.
That's okay. I mean, you and I can hang out for a second. I just much rather
Yeah.
not try and like cut this audio out of the middle. Probably works for a good point to
Yeah,
cut. For,
all right. I hear sound. There
There we
he
go.
is.
Hey,
That's
hey,
it, baby. They hating on you. They hating.
dude, I'm
they-
telling you. I just got someone that just sits in my house and they're like, all right, something important's happening. Dios. Shut everything
Get 'em.
down. Because then I look at my internet and I call off to them and they're like, no, we have no problems. And it's like, I don't know what's going on. All right, sorry about that. I think I'm
it's
good now.
not your fault, bro. Shout out to
Nope, you're
GDO. He
good.
said, yeah, they practicing DDoS. Dado said the PvP people didn't like all this lost sector talk. They trying to shut us down, man.
Yeah, man.
But we back up in the
We
building.
good. We
All
good.
right.
No doubt.
Give me a little break spot there.
All right. Whatever.
You said you restarted your computer?
No, I didn't have to restart. So
Okay, cool.
You got
everything
your
audio,
Audacity still
going?
yep, audio's still going. All that was
Nice.
recording.
All right,
so
cool.
we good.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So for me, basically, what I was gonna say is like they were getting to a point where I think people were gonna start to get tired of how many more of these 6-person match-made activities are we gonna do season after season? And this seems like a different way to kind of break it up. Different bunkers on different locations with lost sectors and then public events. Just as a little variety from like, was it gonna be? I mean, the sundial was cool. Honestly, I'd love to see that thing as a strike just because it's a fun
Right.
mechanic
Yeah,
to go
yeah.
through, and I just
Yeah.
wish it wouldn't leave. And they've even said they
Mhm.
don't want stuff to leave. And the more public events, I guess, development wise for them, it's probably a little easier to create public events in a space that already exists as opposed to making a brand new sundial or Vex offensive space.
Yeah, because I mean, we have escalation protocol still. That's still going on. So I guess maybe this is something that can be around for longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we've got the bunkers, which again probably are going to be smaller, and reusing lost sectors just with kind of like reskins. And this is where like some people may be like, well, hey, I've already played these lost sectors before. It's like, well, again, this is where we still have to consider their bandwidth and how much they can create in a certain amount of time as we get to this. And overall, again, I think it'll be cool. Like just the rewards kind of need to be there. You got the bunkers, the lost sectors, and a different public event, Nightfall ordeals. You could pick this thing apart and see that it might feel light, but again, I'm more interested in the story, and I think that's what's going to take me through the season more than anything.
And
Really.
real quick, E, this would be a perfect way because we know the whole controversy with the artifact is that people like to farm the lost sectors, right? So this could be a perfect opportunity for them to scale XP down in the regular lost sector. And then use the legendary. Like if you really want to farm, you got to farm this version to get that same level. And I think that's how they can handle artifact balance long term for people who just want to kind of get in there and grind and cheese that out just to blaze up their artifact level. Because let's be real, they're aware for the fact that they made that whole thing, last minute. You know what? We're going to disable it. I know we get into the 12, we're going to get into it, but to me, that's them, one, listening to the community, two, analyzing the patterns of what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? They have the metrics, they have the analytics right there. So it's easily them saying, okay, you know what? This ain't what we intended for you dudes to be sitting there going in and out of lost sectors.
That's what I did this whole season. This whole season was me grabbing bounties, go into lost sector, complete the bounties, switch my character, rinse and repeat, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I don't need to run. It was just, it was weird. It was, for me, this season was very much season of the solo player. I could do everything solo. The only thing I had to do was LFG for the legendary Sundial run, which was, wasn't that challenging. I did it in the first run with an LFG group with no communication. Same. That was pretty simple. So, I enjoyed it because it felt like I could play the game pretty passively and still get a lot of good stuff out of it. But I don't think that's good for the game to just be like, hey, you want to do all this stuff and get all these weapons? Well, you can just go do it by yourself and do the same lost sector 1,000 times. And it's like,
the tower slot machine is just an example of something. It'd be like, hey, you wanted a crap load of weapons. Yeah, this doesn't feel great though. Some people may be like, oh, I got all my weapons. It was so easy. It's like, yeah, but did you feel any gratification while you sat there and just clicked the button?
Right.
No. Was the event itself like cool? Yeah, like building it up and all that stuff. But 50,000 fractal line later, I'm like, I just want to go in the other room now. I don't want to sit here. I was like, and I have like 90,000 to turn in, and I'm like, do I want the shards for that or not? I don't know if I can put my.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna let them all go to the waste them all, not donate.
It's just demoralizing how slow that is. It takes so much time.
Yeah, why is that? Why is the turn in not like 3 times? It's 100. How much can you screw up by doing 100?
They should have been like click for every 1,000 or 10,000 you want to donate. All right, I want to donate 50,000. Click it. Boom. Yes, you sure. Boom. Done. But
they should have had like 100, 400, and 400, maybe like 1,000 or 9,999. Like 4 different chunks. You want to dump? Go get your 4 out of the way. I don't know. Would have been. I don't know if it was their tracking back end couldn't keep up with all the stuff that they've got to watch, like number wise, and put this in a database and all this stuff. Like it may have been harder, and that's why they had to do hundreds. But man, that's rough.
Right.
So
yeah, it was rough. So we got.
But yeah, the PvE stuff looks like it's got at least cool potential. We'll see how the story progresses along. Trials begins on the 13th. We know that is the only week where the artifact power will be active. After that, it's gone. It says returns every weekend. Do you guys think it'll be Friday through Sunday or Friday through Monday the way Xur falls?
What did it used to be? It
used to be Friday through Monday.
Yeah, I think
instead of Friday through Tuesday like Xur.
Yeah, it was always. I think it was kind of like synonymous. So my gut says Monday. Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
it's Friday at noon through Monday at noon. Basically, you're saying 72 hours.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. That sounds like a good time for me.
So we got a new seal. Man. I think people caught that might be called Flawless because the trailer, I've seen that floating around. So that's kind of a cool title. And of course, you got your Egyptian theme armor. Cognito's going to be over there dressed like Anubis, and he's going to be 100% happy about it.
Up in here, son. Ready for me, man. What? So ready. I need that Warlock helmet so bad, bro. I need that helmet.
Yeah, I am a big fan of the Titan. At least this Titan armor looks pretty good.
Yeah, if I gotta go for something, this one, not the straight jacket we get later on, but that's fine. But we got 3 maps we know. Trials of Osiris returns. I'm trying to read through everything. We know Iron Banner is going to be around, and honestly, the artifact's going to be turned off for that. So I'm kind of happy about that one.
Yep, that's good.
So not too crazy to go and be like, why is that dude 995 and I can't punch him? Oh, that's why.
Yeah,
that's why.
So the other 2 big ones, we've kind of got this season broken up into kind of 2-week segments. March 10th to 23rd seems like the Seraph Bunker on the EDZ. Then you've got March 24th through April 6th, the Seraph Bunker on the Moon and Lost Sectors. April 7th, that's 4 weeks later, we've got the Seraph Bunker and Lost Sectors on Io. And then 2 weeks after that, we don't have anything else for bunkers or anything. So maybe that's the next phase of the story. We'll see if that's the 3 bunkers and stuff. Grandmaster Ordeal. New Nightfall strike difficulty, new seal, and therefore title, and end game rewards. Now, we've talked about this before, probably last time I spoke about it ad nauseum, I'm sure. But Bob, for you, what do you think when it comes to the Grandmaster Ordeal? For one, how it can set itself apart, and two, what the rewards could be.
Yeah, I like this. I think I liked it what they did with the new Nightfall and how everything the changes they did with that. This feels kind of like something for the raid people, you know, that they want to be challenged in that PvE. I did enjoy watching people do the 980 Nightfalls for a while. That was really challenging, but eventually people just became too powerful.
Right.
Reward wise, yeah, I hope they're really PvE focused weapons. I really hope they nail that down where it's Crucible weapons are super good in Crucible. They're not something, you don't get like a Recluse that's the best gun in PvE. So I really hope they're specific.
Yeah.
Obviously hoping for new perks. That'd be nice to get some more specific PvE, PvP perks, Don't need a whole table of them, but a couple new ones would be nice. They did it this year with Vorpal and a couple other things. Yeah, that's all I'm hoping for is that they're specific so that, you're a PvE person, you want to go grind every week and do this and just get the best PvE weapons so that, you can go back do the old raids, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll go in there every now and then when I get a couple two people together to go challenge it. So looking forward to it.
No doubt. I'm actually just waiting for E for this. I don't have anything to say. I literally saw this. Can you hear me? I said, I've been waiting for you on this part because I'm very curious. Like, this is his bag. This is your bag. So when I saw this, I was like, I just want to hear what E got to say because I know how he feels about rewards and Nightfall. So I want to know where he feels about this.
Part of my question to you, Bob, was you got the rewards, and it was like different perks, something specifically helpful in Nightfalls or PvE. Definitely needs to not be like the switch. Like Recluse is great in PvE, and like why?
Yeah.
Like give me something good in strikes. But as you sit here and I think about the master level Nightfalls at 980. Now we'll get to the 12 where we're going above that, and this is probably part of it. But there are 8 modifiers on a master Nightfall, and they all work against you. All of them.
Right.
Extra champions, your locked loadouts, you've got Extinguish on everyone. The pushback is even farther, and Void Singe, and all basic mobs explode and leave fire on the ground. Like nothing works in your favor. And I'm going, are you just going to tack like 2 or 3 more on and just make this like the seal should probably be called Masochist at that point? Because like seriously, for me, Nightfall, like 980 Nightfalls with a good group of people who are leveled, they're doable. But for the average person, they look at it and go, to make it a step above and to make a seal behind it, I'm like, if you put strike exclusive light behind here, I'm going to punch somebody. Because if you're going to put it behind that level of thing, finally, when people have been asking for it forever, that's going to get a little annoying. The seal, I don't even know. Is it going to be time trials? Is it just going to be not die? Is it going to be finish everything? Who knows? But no, I am.
Is against Mass. He's against it. E's boycotting Grandmaster Ordeal,
so,
y'all.
Bob, you are between us on Discord, but I want to just punch over. Hold on, where's
we gonna fight? Don't worry about it.
Here we go. I can punch you over there. Over there. Seriously though, like I want to know how they're gonna make them difficult and not just painful, because you can only make things so much more ridiculously unreasonable until it's just kind of like, why? So I'm very curious as to what they do on this one. And I hope they make it a little bit of fun, a little bit of give and take. Like, give me some buff, like whether it be like specialist or small arms, give me a little bit.
Easy mode, confirmed.
Or there should be like, pick up an orb and you have 10 seconds of this buff.
He wants it easy. Listen, Luke listens to him, so Luke, if you listen to the show, which you always do, and you gave him his retiring, he wants an easier mode. He feels that the deck is stacked too much against him, and he needs a buff. So, Luke, you heard it here first. Implement that in the next 12 so he could be good to go, because he listens to Ibantis.
There should be some sort of like
this
game momentum where There needs to be.
I got more. I got more.
Good,
I got
cool.
more. This
All
is just
right,
a
sweet. I'm
warm up
looking
for
forward
you.
to it.
There should be some sort of buff
This
that, you
is-
know, kill X amount of enemies in a row, you know, you get a multiplier. Something that you have to activate instead of being able to just pick your loadout, pick the buffs, pick
Right.
the debuffs, and be like,
Yeah.
all right, we
know
got the
what we
loadout,
know?
we know how to do this. There
I
should
got
be
you, Bobby.
I would
got
like
you.
that.
active things within the Nightfall that,
Right.
let's say you're taking too long, all right, things are getting
Right.
harder. You're cruising through it, you're doing really good, you're stacking things up.
Mhm.
Keep buffing me until I die or mess up. So something like that, like a momentum kind of thing, where even if it's just like a bar at top, it's like, all right, you know, it starts in the middle and you're progressing at the normal rate. And if you start flying through it, it's like, all right, you know, we're gonna keep buffing you. You're doing really good. You're playing well. We're gonna reward you.
Okay.
Playing bad, well, it's only gonna get harder. So something like that would be kind of cool.
That I could work with. That'd be a
'Cause
cool
it's-
incentive to not just lollygag. You can't just sit back and snipe. It's going to incentivize you to stay active, as you said, which is what they want. They don't want people to sit back and snipe. So it's like, all right, well, make me get up in the mix.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
make it be like 1100 power level where I just like look at things and they kill me. But yeah, there's that'll be the balance with the power level. We'll talk about in a little bit.
Or they could actually make those damn mods that they introduced more practical for those things. What was it? There's something of light, the charge with light.
Charge with
Like,
light.
how about those actually, you know, not saying that they're ineffective, but have it where it really has a benefit in those modes so that you actually spec your guardian with them so that it's beneficial for high level activity. Because let's be real, you know, if you're gonna spec, these things cost a lot of you know,
Energy,
as far as the energy, like they want you to commit. So if you're gonna commit to that, it would be nice to have some type of benefit in those type of activities. So let's see. I'm very curious. I was very curious how he felt about this.
Yeah, I just want to see how they implement it, because if it's just like, hey, let me stack 12 more modifiers that suck on there, that just gets to be unfun for everybody. So at some point, as you said, like incentive to be more active, to get a little bit, it's still punishing if you messed up, but some balance in there to make it unique, because you know, Grandmaster can't just completely step on you like a bug.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And then the final one that I think has everybody intrigued, Guardian games. So no more revelry, so no more Infinite Forest repeats, hopefully, which I think everybody's probably okay with. We've got class competition, which I think they're kind of getting into this whole crayon eating, floofing competition. And then new legendary armor to go with that. So I want to get you guys' thoughts on this one, because it's April 21st, same time as Grandmaster Ordeal, for about 3 weeks. I don't know why it only has to be 3 weeks, but again, events in this game seem to last 3 weeks. So thoughts on it?
I think it's really cool. I think, you know, you're always getting people saying, oh, you're this main, or you play this, you know, Brand Eaters, blah, 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 blah. I really hope that maybe it's like, all right, you know, it's maybe there's a PvP element where it's like, you're a Titan, you're going to play with other Titans against other Warlocks, or other Hunters, or you do a challenge, or even something like Gambit. It's like you go with all Titans, I don't know, something like that where it's fun, it's lighthearted, but, you know, it's rewarding. That's what it all comes down to, is if you give people rewards to chase and they're good, they're going to get it. So I hope that is really like, you know, you play with what your class is, and you really team up and you figure things out, because each class, you know, they all have subclasses that are very different. So you can, you know, you can go 3 of each class and do an activity or something like that. So I'm excited for it. I will definitely be a proud Titan trying to do what I can there.
There we go. I got another crayon eater with me. We'll get that 64 pack. We'll get our 64 pack of crayons. Sharpener in the back of the box. We'll be ready to go. So
I will proudly be using my Titan as much as I can, and hopefully not having to switch over for whatever reasons that may be. But yeah, this sounds cool. I'm excited for it. I hope there's some cool merch and swag that we can get, so we can rock our class proudly.
Don't encourage him, Bobby. Anyway, like I was saying, no, this is cool. I mean, this seems lighthearted. Like Bobby said, it seems fun. It seems something, you know, like the bug out way. Like, so I like the idea of it. I like the whole little Olympics kind of a vibe with the thing. Now, what I was hoping for, I know this may be asking too much, but you know what I miss, man? This would be a cool way to introduce Sparrow racing back. Like, let's make it all the way Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it'd be different events. You got Crucible, you got PvE, and then you got your... Dude, you don't want the tight tracksuit? I want the tight tracksuit to come back.
I would love... I had, like, top 5% times in Sparrow Racing League. I love Sparrow Racing League, but if you think about
Yeah.
the bandwidth that they have for a season, making something like, hey,
Yeah,
there's
it's
this
probably not
thing, you
like
go
that.
play your other activities and we'll track it like a
Mhm.
community event versus let me go build tracks and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that development resource is not going to happen this season.
Yeah, it's probably
Just
not there.
saying.
I'm just
So,
saying, like,
I
the
wish to. I wish to, but no.
thematically, right? It feels like the Olympics. So how
Yeah.
cool would it be if there were events, right? And let's really do these Guardian games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or
it
even
would
if
be-
you like have to show off your jumping skills and like which
Yeah.
class
Oh,
has
the
the best
Warlocks ain't
jump,
winning that one. The
which
Warlocks
have
ain't
the
winning that one.
best mobility, or hey, I move pretty
Yeah,
good with
I
my
got
Titan,
that.
man.
I got that. You and the
Can
hunters,
move-
yeah.
I'm usually
Yeah, I got
always in
that.
the front, man. I use my hammer strike to move around a lot. So
Now, if it came down to a slapping contest, we know who got the long range.
Yeah, you got the range on that one.
No doubt.
I was
no
like,
doubt.
I don't know how I feel
I
about
did
that.
whisper with every character. You can all jump. You just have to learn how to do it.
Yeah, it's the floof gang. You know what floof gang is out here.
Honestly, you guys
So
are always like, oh,
Warlocks.
you floofing. I'm like, you get the easiest landing. Like, here's this, like, it's like the old, what is the game where you used to
Mhm.
have to slowly land on that, like, flat part? It's like,
Yeah.
what is the lunar lander from, like,
But it's
Atari
good
or
for-
something?
No. This is where you're right. The Warlock jump is good for descending. Like
Mhm.
descending on something,
Mhm.
you can
Yeah.
aim, you can control.
Yep.
It's going up. I can't
Yeah.
stand with the Warlock.
Oh, yeah.
that's the
it's so
hardest
annoying.
class to jump to, and you're like, oh crap,
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah, and thank God they added Mantle in D2. Like D1, I was having nightmare. People would stop the raid, like, all right, we gotta wait for Cognito because you know how he is. Like, I would be a detriment to every raid team in any jumping puzzle. It was that bad. Like, it was awful. I'm just glad at least they added mantling in D2.
That'd be cool. I
Jesus.
think a movement based challenge would be cool. You know, like a time
Mhm.
thing where you have to go
Yeah.
get orbs or whatever it may be, and you know,
Mhm.
puzzle jumping and whatnot. So yeah, that'd be cool. There's definitely a lot of in-game mechanics that aren't
Mhm.
shooting and using your abilities that they can do
Mhm.
with this. So yeah, should be cool.
Mhm.
I'm excited for it.
Oh yeah. Let's get it.
Yep.
Guardian game. I'm actually excited. I'm actually excited for it. I go for it.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
feels
No, it's-
like it could be fun. I
Yeah.
go for it.
I just hope they execute on it better than some other things that they've tried to do
Yeah.
before. So hopefully this one pans out pretty well. Other
No
things
doubt.
on the website, we've got kind of scrolling back up because we jumped down to the calendar for a second.
Yeah.
Trials itself, we do know power level is 960 at a minimum to get in. We know it's
Mhm.
free to play. They've mentioned there's going to be a quest involved. And then for
Mhm.
rewards, they said get multiple wins to earn pinnacle rewards. So that's kind of
Mhm.
vague. Win
Yeah.
7 in a row to earn additional rewards and special access to the lighthouse. So
Mm-hmm.
lighthouse still there, 7, not 9. So unless it's the boons or bounties or whatever.
Yeah.
And then get multiple wins to earn pinnacle gear. So we do have at least a confirmation of pinnacle gear.
Yes.
Do you think also? I hope they do something with regards to like shards and prisms and stuff in PvP because
Mhm.
they got to get someplace to get those. They really
we
do.
got to have it. It
Yeah.
has to be the pinnacle. Yo, did we miss? We didn't even talk about the swag though. Did we talk about
what?
the swag?
Oh, the hat.
The hat and the pin?
Bruh, I need that.
When
I need
Cognito
that.
gets a different voice, you know he's getting into it. So it's not swag, it's swag.
swag, bro. I
Like,
told
I can't
ya,
even say it that way.
Listen, I told you anything. Here's my thing, Bobby.
Oh yeah, he's
I'm
going
such
broke
an
this
Osiris.
season.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna be living in the Bungie store.
Yeah,
Anything with that Osiris logo, lighthouse stuff,
Yeah.
trial stuff, every bit of gear is purchased. Every
I-
bit.
I looked up how much I've spent on rewards, and it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a good thing I didn't get as many seals unlocked as I did because I would have bought them all.
Yes.
But
yes.
yeah, I will very happily spend my money on things that I love the aspect of earning something in game and then getting it in real life. It's just
Yes.
I'm looking at all my little mini guns that I got over there, and it's like, yeah, give me more, give me more.
Doubt. No doubt. What you said, E? You was about to say something?
Oh, I don't even remember now.
Oh, okay. That's all good. It's all
No,
good, but
I was
yeah,
gonna
man.
say I think I saw somebody on Twitter like pan through their closet of how many shirts they had, and then I counted mine. I was like, crap, I have more.
Yeah.
I got
I'm
a
that
lot.
dude.
I have a lot of shirts. I do.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
good amount of shirts. I know I got the probably check that. I know the Bastion hoodie was just shipped out, so I got that coming soon.
My man.
Dude,
Bobby
yeah.
going in.
I go on to Bungie Rewards, like, I can get this? How much is it? All right, it looks pretty good.
See,
I'll take
I
another
am
hoodie.
like I am a warm-blooded person in general. Like I freeze my wife, anybody I'm ever
Yeah.
working around. So for me,
Mm.
like long sleeves is rough. Now this one actually is a zipper,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which is kind of like theoretically one I would consider doing. So I've actually thought
Uh-huh.
about that
Mhm.
one, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But
Yeah.
Like, I don't usually do hoodies because I definitely don't want anything over my head, but at least it's a zipper, so I would like actually consider it this time around. The pullovers I don't
I live
do.
in hoodies. My wife likes to make fun of me because I like to sleep in a hoodie, and I put it on, I bundle up, and I'm all good. Yeah, I'm all about hoodies, so they can keep making more.
I sleep in as little as possible with one leg out of the sheets, so
Gotcha. I got you. Yeah, my bottom half is not in a hoodie, so
yeah.
my top half. I love my hoodies.
You're hilarious.
And then finally we got everything with the season pass. So we've got season pass owners weekly Rasputin challenges. Guess that might either be the towers or the bunkers or who knows. Separate legendary lost sectors, its own bullet point. So we got that new exotic quest line. Wanted to ask if you guys think it's Fourth Horseman or Crazy Cabal Gun for the quest.
I'm leaning Cabal Gun.
I'll go with Cabal too, just because of the Cabal themed of them like coming back against us.
Yeah.
You know,
I would like that because it's the new one, but I have this weird feeling it's like Fourth Horseman because it's.
I hope it's one of my greatest Destiny moments was when Forsaken launched, played it for like 17, 18 hours, got to the Ace of Spades quest, like probably 2 or 3 in the morning. Me and my friends were like, "Do we do this?" And we're like, "Yeah, let's do it." We did the whole quest, got Ace of Spades that first night. That was dope. Thorn was a good quest. Last Order was a good quest. I like the exotic quests that are memorable. Devil's Ruin, that was like meh.
Yeah.
Bastion, well, I don't know about that one. But I just hope it's fun. I hope it's challenging. I like when they make you do a lot of different things, as long as they're, attainable.
Okay. Okay. You were saying here?
So then we've got instantly unlock the 7th Seraph armor. So we do have this. So for armor sets, we've got a couple. So you've got your base set of armor, kind of free access. It's got the mostly just kind of darker, almost dark gray, if not black, with kind of the yellow accents. Just kind of looks like Warmind-ish. And then you've got the ornaments, which I think are going to be the green and like almost like white. What are you thinking about those?
Yo, I'm about that hunter life, man. I ain't gonna front.
Hunter looks good. Titan frog face is a little weird.
Yeah, it's a little weird frog face. Yeah.
I know.
Like he's like, I got my shoulder pads in, and his shoulder pads are so beefy. What about you, Warlock over there? How you feeling?
I like the jeweled face. I'm feeling very ornate.
Yeah,
I like that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta throw a good shade on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But no, it's okay. I don't know about the bottom half as much. I gotta see how the legs go down. But
you're wearing a dress all the time anyway. That shouldn't be new.
See, you see the slander? You see the slander?
Oh my god!
This looking dress coat.
This is the first time I literally threw my crayon ass under the bus, so you're fine.
But I mean, I'm digging
good.
it. I'm digging
it looks
it.
good. It's I like the different armor. I always feel like I have a good amount of armor. Like every season, I'm like, all right, I got cool armor. It's really dope. So looks good. Yeah, it'll be. You always see the shade that it comes in default, but then you start messing around, like, oh damn, look at this, looks great. So yeah, looks good.
To be honest though, I like the free to all Destiny players Warlock armor, cause that feel like some commandant joint. It got the little sash, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that joint feels like I'm a lieutenant. Like
I was just gonna say, it looks very militaristic.
Yeah, like I like that style of the Warlock top better.
I guess the Titans in the middle. Yeah, okay, so Hunter's in the right. All right, I see it. Yeah. We didn't. The Titan armor looks okay there. I'm down with that.
Shout out to the Hunters though. I love that hat. The Russian hat.
It looks cool.
Fire, son.
So that is kind of the big tie-in for like the colors on the gray and white, especially when you can throw a shader on there. But that's Russian military colors, my brother. I think somebody pointed that out to me. So you got that one. You got the military look for the straight set. Both look kind of cool. For sure. And then
Bobby got me calling it for frog face now. I can't unthink now.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, then I saw where it's basically like Master Chief's helmet just cut the face off. That's pretty much what it was. I've seen a lot of memes on that helmet.
Yes.
I'll get it and rock it proudly.
Now, thoughts from you, Bobby, on this one? I've probably said my share. Instantly unlock the exotic auto rifle Tommy's Matchbox.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I don't like getting it automatically. It doesn't, you see people get it, oh, let me get it. And then that allure of trying to earn something goes away. And then you have it. I don't know. I don't like just being given something, especially an exotic.
Yes.
So, put a little quest in there. Make it, go do something real quick. Go.
Thank you.
Go kill a little boss. At least something to make you earn it, or some part of the story where you gotta, earn it. But, yeah, it is what it is. It's nice to get right away, but at the same time, it just takes away from that earning aspect of it. But
cheapens that damn exotic.
yeah, it just cheapens it a bit, but
out here giving it away.
Yeah,
for free.
we all agree on that one. That's pretty easy.
yeah.
I mean, it's at level 35 in the season pass for the other side. I mean, they get it then. Even if it was later in the season, I would probably still be more on board than just
I
like
actually like
a log
the free track
in
better get it.
exotic. Like that, you get an
Yeah.
exotic in the first minute if you want it. And I'm just like, that's too much.
Yeah,
that's too much.
I think they had done that in the past couple seasons to reward new players or people that did buy the seasons. Like, hey, buy the season,
Right.
you get a really cool gun right away, and that it's a selling point. It's they show it, and you're like, all right, you pay for it, you get it right away.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, it definitely feels a little cheap, a little just like you didn't not earn it, but hopefully there'll be some sort of little quest to go with it. We'll
You
see.
exchange $10 for this exotic. Here you go.
Yeah, it should be. You should have to do something.
Something.
Yeah,
for
it doesn't have to be crazy, as you said. Go shoot one guy in the face, just a little
maybe
bit,
just
and he
a-
drops
something.
it. Who knows?
A quick little like lost sector equivalency quest where you go and
you should get the quest for it.
yeah,
you should get a
that'd be
quest
cool.
for it.
Yeah.
Quest
but you
that's very
shouldn't get it.
that
Yeah,
you can
very-
do
a very
solo. Maybe
I
even
agree.
it's like old content where you have to go back on
Yeah.
like I don't know, do the arms dealer strike or something in that range where you,
Yep,
something like that.
I
But
agree. But just unlocking it, they were. I hate that. But we've said we've talked about this.
Everything else we got, cosmetics, emotes, triumphs, all that stuff will be in there. For all players, we've got defend the last city from the Red Legion by powering up Rasputin, hence the towers to the public events. Not entirely sure how that's going to go. If it's going to be like a trackable thing where we're building it up over time, or it's just like 6 weeks later it's active. Who knows?
Yeah.
The new Seraph Tower public events and bunker activities. The seasonal artifact we know, seasonal armor sets, all that stuff's about the same. So that pretty much covers the Season of the Worthy page. You can scroll through the season pass. I will say, I know this is the third time they're doing the season pass. It's not a bad thing. It's just like an extra bonus. But I would like to see them mix it up a little more when it probably comes to year 4. Probably not going to see a whole lot between now and season 10, but I want a refresh on the season pass because it's ornaments, a little bit of currency, it's a couple sets of armor, and it's engrams, and that's it. And I'm like, I don't know
would
what
you
else
like,
I haven't thought, like, just almost the ranks are identical. Like, I don't know, just you get a couple weapons in there. We know, I can almost tell you what season 11 is going to be, and we're not even there yet. It's almost the same. Here's your little experience buffs. Here's a couple ornaments. Here's a couple armor sets. I mean, it's fine. I guess, I don't know. It's an extra value. It doesn't hurt anything. I would like to see them just evolve it in year 4. Take take feedback. I don't see
think
it now, but year 4.
for most people that played a lot, all this is very attainable. And then once you get everything, you're like, oh, I just completed all this stuff and I got everything. And it's like, all right, that doesn't, my season rank doesn't even matter once I hit 100. I think I'm like 242 now. So it'd be cool if you could reset, get it again, do different stuff. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I think I like the model of what I really liked was getting armor drops. So you go to your alt, boom, you have armor. You can just quickly catch up level. That was a nice little aspect of it. But yeah, any evolution on it would be cool, or continuation of it, or restart and get stuff again, or get more materials or more exotics, or that'd be cool if maybe you get every 10 or 20 levels after 100 you get another guaranteed exotic. That's, I know they said in the TWAB that they're going to come with higher stat rolls, so maybe something like that, or
yeah, I know we get to that. Yeah, they definitely did talk about that. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because I was very, E knows I was very wary of the whole battle pass thing when it first was announced. And I'm like, are we Fortnite and what we doing? You know what I'm saying? And I gotta admit, it's been pretty harmless. Minus the exotic giving away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shout out to my boy.
the new freebie.
Yeah, minus that. Shout out to my boy Sione Doors in the chat. He said he wants a quest, lore, and commitment to make that exotic special to him. I'm with you, brother. You know I'm with you. You know what I mean? So, that's the only complaint. But to be, I ain't gonna lie, I be liking when sometimes I'm low on that upgrade module, you go low on them resources, and that little check come in. Yep. Then you hit that button in the check, you cash that check. I ain't gonna lie, E, I've come full circle, man. I do like getting those resources.
Yeah, I think it's great for resources.
Yeah,
I will say, like you get the upgrades though. After about 30, most of it shuts down too.
Yeah,
because 30 is like you get the upgrade modules for a couple ranks. You get like what I'm looking for, like 7 or 8 of those. But then after that, man, after like 35, especially because like the free pass totally shuts down after 35, and then it's at that point armor sets and shards and basic stuff, but even the upgrades, like the upgrades could
But
continue. I don't know,
but
a little bit more.
I'm not gonna lie, E. I be incentivized. Like, remember when Shadowkeep the season when we had the Vex looking ornament armor? I
Mhm.
was looking at my list, like how far am I away from those boots? How far am I away?
Oh,
Like I ain't
yeah.
go for if the armor is kind of cool, it does incentivize me
Yeah.
to kind of grind.
I
to
grinded
get it.
hard this season to get to, I think it was 92, where you could get
Yep.
2 perk slots in
Yeah,
the
the
sundial.
sundial drops.
Yeah, I went nuts and I got there, pretty quickly.
Whoa.
And then after that, you're like, oh, okay, what do I do now? But yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. I think it's good. It's not
Mhm.
harming anything. It's not changing anything up. But I think it would be cool if, once you do get
Yeah.
to 100, there's
Mhm.
more exotics, there's more resources, and
Mhm.
just more stuff.
Yeah, I guess
I'll
that
feel
would be
Just give us
nice.
more.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
post the 100 for those who are hardcore. Yeah, give them just a little something extra. Even would be a good evolution of like just that continuation as opposed
Yes.
to just every
Yeah.
3 levels cosmetic.
I agree.
So.
I agree. But no, I definitely I've come full circle for the most part. Like I said, just get rid of that damn exotic from the rip, and I'm good.
So
Mhm.
finally we get to the TWAB. So we've got one big piece. Shout out to Bungie, especially just
Yeah.
with basically just with coronavirus going out there right now, and especially as it kind of started to be a big deal up in Seattle. They've worked pretty hard, and from what I've heard, pretty quick to be able to make a lot of things accessible. Not everything, you can't do motion capture at home, but
Yeah.
like everything possible, be it like development or testing. A lot of things being able to do things at home. So people don't have to travel into the office and can stay home. I mean, I was listening to DCP and they were saying, Microsoft and other things up there, they just straight shut down for like 2.5 weeks. Like no one is going
Yeah.
into the office to try and give things time to either not spread or do what they need to do. And it's just nice to see Bungie still doing more and more things to always stand behind their employees, which always, again, just sets them one more tier above many other developers to say, hey, we care about our employees, whether patches are a little slower, whether, fixes are not going to be quite as quick.
Right.
Just bear with us while, we're doing what we can to take care of our employees. Because, if half the office gets sick, everybody's screwed. So
Yeah, that's
it
it. The
now,
most
do it
important
right.
thing is communication, and they've done a lot. They've done a great job of communicating what they're doing, what's going on with the game, and just, hey, we need a little more time. Things might be coming out as fast, like you said. So, yeah, definitely props to them for not being so focused, on the business monetary side of it, and be like, all right, we're people too. We got to take time. We can't be just going nuts. And obviously, with coronavirus, you don't want to take any chances. So, yeah, definitely good on them. And not only are they giving people time off, but or not time off, but work from home. You can still do your stuff. So, yeah,
and respect to them for doing that. And we have to be sensitive also to the point that they made in reference to patch cadence. If people are working from home and stuff like that, there may be some little delays a little bit with cadence, and it's understandable. I mean, look, people's lives, on the line, they got to protect them. So salute to for Bungie for offering these options for their employees and just kind of jumping ahead of it. That's pretty cool.
Yep. So now we get into some fun topics.
Oh yeah.
So the
This is what
first
I'm here for,
one
the smoke.
is power gains. So they know previously, as we went from 950 to 960, we went to 960, 970. So now they're changing it up. And I was recording a video, and this is just like I recorded the video of like how to prepare for Season of the Worthy. I'm like, stockpile your bounties if you want to. Artifacts not going to matter. It's only going to help you in your season pass. You could go do pinnacles. But as I saw on Twitter, Cosmo was like, hey, we'll talk about it in the TWAB. I was like, I have this weird suspicion. It's not going to be just 10 levels. It's not. So I said, I was like, you could grind pinnacles, or you could wait till Thursday to see if there's a reason to grind pinnacles. Yeah, not so much. So this is kind of one I've seen both sides of. So let me kind of explain it, and then we'll talk about it.
No doubt.
So they are raising the cap for gear drops 40 points. Powerful gear will now drop up to 1,000 from 960. Pinnacles are going up to 1,010. Soft cap of everything blues, just the world, is going to be dropping up to 950 as well. So getting up to 950 will be quicker. We do know 960 is also where trial starts. So basic stuff gets you there. You do have to do some powerfuls to get to 960. So making those new characters and stuff takes a little bit to get in there. And they said they're also looking to make some quality of life updates in the Pinnacle band starting 2.8.1, which honestly I imagine is right in line with the Grandmaster because it says mid-season, and that's like 6 weeks in. We'll be upgrading some existing powerful rewards to Pinnacle, upgrading powerful rewards to Pinnacle rewards. These These are the weekly Crucible, Strike, and Gambit challenges, as well as the weekly Clan Engram. With this change, we want to increase the total number of Pinnacle power sources in the game, broaden Pinnacle drop access, as well as increase the pool of items that can drop in the Pinnacle band. Slot imbalances can also affect Pinnacle progression. When we say slot imbalance, this could be explained most times. You have a chess piece that drops a few times in a row. I think the big one's people getting like 12 energy weapons in a row. So
Yeah, facts.
we've been looking,
there.
we've been looking at player feedback for some time and are investigating a few approaches to the problem space for the like slot imbalances. We're looking to have an update, but that'll probably be at a later date. So that's kind of the big one for kind of season to season change first. So what do you guys think?
Bobby.
I love it. You're just giving me more reason to go out there and try and raise my power. I love when everything drops matters and you have to think strategically. Do I want to boost this? Am I just going to hold on to this? So I like the gap. I like, getting 40 more points. That's great. That just means everything for the first couple weeks is going to matter. I enjoy the power grind. It gives me a reason to play everything. Yeah, I think the number's good. I really like that they're adding Pinnacle rewards to more activities.
Yes.
That is big, and we need. So I don't want to get too off topic, but I basically had an idea where you could take bounties and give them multipliers for different events, raids, PvP, etc., where you do a specific activity, you get a better reward. So I think this is a step in the right direction where they're giving everything a reward. You're a Crucible person, you'll get rewards. You're a Strike person, whatever, Gambit. So that's cool. And the slot imbalances, I'm sure we've all dealt with, getting the same friggin' thing again and again and again. So hopefully, I was hoping that they would give you some sort of choice, and it's like, all right, your helmet and your power weapon are the two highest things. You can select something from each other slot, or it's just something like that where the RNG will play an aspect. Or
You want easy RNG, Bobby? Is that what we saying?
I just don't want. I just wasted 3 hours and I went up by 1 point and I got 7 energy weapons in a row where you're just, it gets you that frustration where you're like, why did I just spend 3 hours? And then you come back and you do it again. But
I'm going to be messing with you. Just letting you know that. Continue.
Some sort of direction where you can, I don't want to be able to all right, I need an energy weapon. Boom, I get an energy weapon. But at least some sort of way that you can see that what your highest is not going to get there.
Okay, all right.
But I'm excited.
You cleaned that up because it sounded like easy RNG. But
No. I don't want to be handed my power. Like I said, I don't want to be like, here's the best weapons and armor. But some sort of options of choice and that remove at least your highest weapon, your highest armor. You're not going to get that.
Fair.
Something like
basically,
that.
A little protection.
Small RNG protection. Fair. Now that's fair.
That's it. Just a little bit, just so people that don't have. What do I have? 1,552 hours of Destiny so far. So people that don't have that kind of time to play, they can hop on for an hour at night and gain some power and be like, all right, cool. I spent my hour well. I did this, and this. I saw gains. Maybe one thing didn't go up, whatever. But there's been times where I logged on, 2-3 hours go by, and I'm doing the power grind, and nothing happens. And you're like, well, that was great.
Yeah, so. You did all your pinnacles, and you're like, damn, I got nothing I needed. No, I feel you.
Get the same stuff back to back, and it's like, oh, God, come on, please. Stop.
Fair enough. Yeah, man. I'm gonna jump in. Listen, I was surprised. I was surprised by this. I did not think we would get this big of a jump. Bobby kind of nailed some things that I want to say, which is pretty much, I do miss the power grind, E. I do miss it, man. I do miss that feeling of having to get stronger to do activities. And prior with the plus 10 only, I had no incentive. It was just like, it doesn't matter. I'm not really prohibited from much. I like the idea that Trials is 960. I'm going to have to put in a little work to get in there. You know what I'm saying? And also to discourage people from cheating and making new accounts. And no, you're going to have to grind a little bit. You have to grind. You have to get in there, if you want to do your foolery. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do something. So that's the first thing. The key thing for me, and Bobby said it as well, the Pinnacle drop sources. That has been a huge problem. I've always hated the fact that when the season content comes out, it was only the new activity that had it, only the raid. And again, as a PvP player, there's nothing more frustrating than really not having that. So obviously we knew Trials is coming. That's going to have it. They're saying they're spreading it out amongst, other activities. Well, like the kind of what Luke Smith said in the director's cut before. Core activities, the things that we really play all the time, the Crucible, the Gambit, Strikes,
Well, they
these
make
are
you play
things
them
that,
too. They're like, hey, you want to get the
yeah,
seal, you want to get this stupid little badge, you got to go spend, 10 hours
a
in Strikes or
zillion,
something. Yeah,
Yep.
like give me something
it
for it.
needed to happen. Pinnacles, in theory were cool, but the way they were distributed was flawed. So now this is the better way to handle it. I'm excited about that. I like that they even touched on slot imbalance. I think that is a cool thing because again, when the pinnacles are locked into the raid, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and you're not getting a heavy or you're not getting this and you're not getting that, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
That makes a person say, I am not. What am I going to grind for? I'm never. I'm not getting anything. I want. So this is a good step. This is a pleasant surprise. This almost feels like a mini expansion with the amount of grind, not pure content, match 1-to-1, but the amount of grind. I like a 40 to 50 point. Let's go. It's going to make me invest.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. What you got, E?
I've got both sides basically, and
Ooh, he's on the other side.
no, for me, basically the big thing for me is that if you think of the true hardcore,
Yes.
what do you say your value of the pinnacles are now? Because now they're up to the point they're +2. People already say that people who are somewhat hardcore players, who do raids, who do dungeons, who do play a lot, that pinnacle is now twice as easy to get to. You're going to get like 3 or 4 more sources. Now the +2s, people say, make it go ultra quick. And then you've got that side of, yeah, you get up to 1,000, then you get to 1,010. Now, this is kind of the weird line they're trying to walk. They make it easier to get to now, almost too easy for some. The idea of like, hey, I do a raid. Well, you can go get a pinnacle from Strikes. Like, why are those still the same?
But do we know the requirement though? Do we really know what the
it literally
requirement
says these are the weekly Crucible Strike and Gambit challenges. Whether it's do 3 matches of Gambit, go do 3 strikes, or it's on the other side. If it's the ones in the tower, it's go do 8 bounties. One of those 2 are the weekly challenges, and neither of those are what you would call difficult. Especially in Gambit, is you trip your way through 3 Gambit matches and you get a pinnacle piece of gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you're against this?
I'm not against the level raise. The 40, like the bigger jump, better, because as you said, makes the drops matter, makes the powerful gear, makes me play it for longer, as opposed to one day into a new season, I'm like, like that last season kind of sucked. Like this season when you had like 10 to go, I was like, I didn't feel it. Like 40 points between 3 characters. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to play some powerful gear stuff between all 3, especially if you want to mix up. Gives you a little more, more to grind for sure. And yeah, it's, some busy work, but there's still more to it. But it's more the pinnacle piece. When you go, okay, so if this one's 40 and then you go 10, what if it goes to 1,040? There was a bad, like the only good thing about the 10 to 10 before was the pinnacle mattered because you literally were right there. If you were a pinnacle person and you started your pinnacle grind, you literally got a leap up. Now, even if you are right now, your gear level's 970, you're going to get blown away on the first day by people doing strikes. Okay. So the carryover of season to season of your pinnacle, of the value of pinnacle gear, seems to have kind of lost its luster again. And this is where they tried to give you something to aspire towards, hence our giant director's cut discussion of aspiration. Why am I going to aspire if now I know, like, we're going to be making bigger jumps and powerful, so that little 10 is going to be helpful for trials if you're going to try and be the elite of the elite, and probably going to help you a little bit. But again, where is the value of these highest level activities when it comes to the gear?
Okay,
and
so
it's
we got
and it's again it's just it's a delicate line for them to walk, because they tried the 10s and they're like, well, that seems a little small. Okay, then that got over it. Now we did 40. Last year it was like the 50 power level every time, and we're kind of back to a bigger jump, which feels good as you're playing for longer. But then it's the point of, I can go do strikes and be still at the same level as somebody in about the same time now, probably, who raids as much. And which is the harder content? Falling through a strike or doing a raid, and you devalue. It's more devaluing the end game content, not that I don't like them trying to find a balance. And again, they're trying to like walk both lines, and it's next to impossible. No one's going to be completely happy. I'm just basically coming from the other side.
My question to you is, how do you resolve the issue then with, how would you handle the end game pinnacle?
+2 for raids and trials and +1s for everything.
Right there. That would
Okay.
be perfect. That would actually be good because the +1s,
Pretty easy.
you can make some progress. The 2s
Yeah.
Right.
give you more incentive to do the bigger stuff. You'll get there faster.
Mhm.
And I could almost see like the pinnacles because it will get down a little bit below. They talk about the quote power cap they want to incentivize later. I would honestly like
Right.
to see the pinnacles at like the powers are 40, the pinnacles are 20. I'd like to see a bigger range if they're easier.
Right. Okay. No,
So
that's fair. I just want to know what your alternative
no, and I
is. So
think what
I'm
Bob
down
said
with
is
that.
I think what he said is perfect.
Mhm.
Like make the
Mhm.
raids give a bigger drop, make the easier stuff that you can literally just
Yeah.
turn the game
I'm
on
with that.
for be a slower
Yeah.
progression.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with you. I think that at the end of the day, they're still trying to find their way with this. I think we're very close. I like the initial, power grind jump, the bigger power level jump. Now we just gotta again equate the different activities with different value levels. And I'm with you on that. I just want to see where you want to go. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I think they're
Continue.
aware of that. That people who are playing the end game raids and stuff and
Right.
getting similar rewards is not cool. So raids, trials, whatever, those are the end game content. They need to offer better rewards and more experience points. So
Yeah.
you're in the trials playlist. What I've heard other people say, if you're in a playlist, there should be some sort of multiplier. If you're going to be in the
Right.
trials playlist and you've played
Right.
30 games in a row,
Yeah,
you should be
yeah.
ways of stacking your XP. If you do a raid,
Mhm.
and that's why I think they need to add replayability to raids, is that
Mhm.
you stay in that group and you load right back into that raid.
Mhm.
Okay, you're gonna get double EXP or something like that that'll reward people for their time. in
We
the
even talked
in-game
about
content.
like a raid, a rotating raid playlist, pinnacle playlist,
Mhm.
where so that the other raids actually have value.
Mhm.
And it's like, hey, okay, this week is Crown of Sorrows, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, this
That'd be
week
cool.
is that'd be cool. This week is Scourge. Like, get this is great content that they're sitting on that
Yeah.
they can get more engagement if you give another reward source. So
And there's
with
so
you.
many people that came in recently, new light players, whatever, that didn't play that content.
Facts.
Old players who don't really have a reason to play it, if they can meet in the middle, like, all right, I can go back and do, like you're saying, like a playlist and play with people that haven't done it. It gives gives you a reason to go back and play, and gives new players a reason to play old content. So
Agreed.
good idea.
What we got, E?
Next thing they do talk about kind of the power cap. We know so the artifact is going to be effective this coming weekend for the 13th. After that, on Tuesday the 17th, that patch should basically they hope to deploy again. Remember, of course, they may be working from home, a little delayed, but they're trying to get the certification done. So a week later, it's up. So the main reason they were trying to, I guess, maybe walk the other line is they want to get a cap in there. And I wanted to ask you guys what you think the cap for Trials and Iron Banner. And that's going to either include gear and artifact. How big do you think that cap could be? What would you like it to be? What do you think is reasonable for average, or what do you think, to make like the end game really matter? Where do you guys think that cap should end when they get to implementing it?
It's power in PvP was always something I've kind of gone back and forth of. When they first announced it, I was like, all right, this is cool. It gives people a reason to play PvE, bring your power into PvP and show it off. But then the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, you know what? I don't like that advantage that power has. But at the same time, I like bringing your power. You're a powerful guardian. You go in.
Yeah.
So I would like if there was some sort of just +1 kind of thing. All right, you're more powerful. You have a slight advantage. Not, I come up to you and I shotgun you in the face and you have, a quarter health still left. Something absurd. I've been playing Iron Banner and there's guys that are 1,000 and I'm 980. I'm not that far. I'm still pretty powerful. And I come around, hit you with a shotgun and it doesn't, barely touches you. And you're like, all right, that's kind of annoying. That goes against the normal play style.
Yep.
But at the same time, I still like the idea of power playing some sort of impact. Maybe, you can capture a zone faster or some small advantages that, are a reason to grind your power. But at the same time, if you're not able to grind so much power, you're not going to go into something like trials and be like, oh, well, I'm just getting steamrolled by people that have stacked bounties that are 10, 15, 20 levels above me. So, yeah, it's a touchy subject. I don't know how I feel about it because the more I think about playing PvP, it should just be your skill against my skill. But at the same time, I see what they're trying to do with bringing this idea of being this powerful guardian, and especially with proving your worth. How worthy are you? You have all this power. So, Yeah, it'll be interesting, especially week 1. I think there's going to be a lot of angry people that are just getting steamrolled by people that are very, very powerful. So it'll be interesting.
Man. Yeah, we in the same boat, man. I'm torn. I'm torn.
Yeah.
And I'm this is coming from a person who is historically the power matters guy. Historically, I like the idea of the guys that put in the work in the game, you know, being rewarded for that level of investment in the game. However, you know, with the introduction of the artifact, right, and these extra power levels and stuff like that, it's made me question it now. It's made me say, like, is it really necessary? See, this is what I'm talking. It's like, yes, the person should be rewarded, but the other part of me is like, but if that person is being rewarded is only doing PvE stuff, why should that affect PvP stuff? So that's where it's this weird thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's tough, man, because, and then the other aspect I struggle with is that we need Trials and Iron Banner. There needs to be something that separates it from regular Crucible, right? So it's all these little mini battles, internal battles I'm having with myself as to whether it should stay or whether it should go. And, you know, the old D1 didn't have an artifact, right? The old, it was just, you know, you play it or whatever. So this is tough. You know what I'm saying? I think a good outlier will be this weekend where it's not enabled, because the people who are going to grind are going to grind. And you go in there and, you know, I may be talking all this mess now, but it may, like Bobby said, it may not feel nice when I roll down on somebody who's 1,000 something already. And, you know what I'm saying? And then I shotgun him and he looks at me, laughs, and smacks me in the face.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's tough, man. I don't know. This is one of the few times I don't know the correct answer on it. If they got rid of it, I would feel weird, but I would understand in a way. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, my whole thing is, if it does go away, well, actually it's not, because they're saying that they're going to do this whole
Cap thing.
power cap, right?
Yeah, well, it's a power cap, and they said your armor level is going to matter, but the artifact's not. So
Right. So the only thing I can think of, and I think I talked about this last word, was you kind of have to treat it like a contest rule raid, in the sense that it's like, okay, after this amount of power, it don't matter how much of an advantage you have.
So what do you think?
You see
that
what I'm
should
saying?
be? That was my OG question.
I know it's tough,
Can you put a
man.
number on that?
I think
It's
every
different.
week it should change. So let's say, I mean, I can't really think of how quickly people are
You
going
want
to
the stock
progress.
market? Bobby want the stock market. You want to rotate? This is good.
Every
you want,
week, just
Bobby.
increase it by 5 points or something like that to make people grind power. So, you know, week 2 it's 990, and if you're not, you know, that's, I don't know. It's just, it's tricky. It's tricky with
It's
power
tough.
because I don't know. It's
it is
the easy solution is just say, all right, power doesn't matter, and then
And I don't
feel
want that, though. I don't necessarily want that all the way.
I
still
feel like
want it to
most
matter.
people would be fine with it because, like I said, it's PvP. Power shouldn't matter. But at the
Right.
same time, I think it brings in this element of, you know, you grinded, you deserve to be more powerful.
Right.
You should be. So
My new,
I don't know.
Right, so 960 is the entry point, right?
Yeah.
960 is where we jump in. You're allowed to do trials. Right?
People are going to be like 990 come Friday. You know that.
Right. You already know. You already know. They, you know, I'm trying to think what's the good contest rule.
So want me to throw
power
mine
level.
out there out of a sheer...
Yeah, throw yours out there. Throw yours out.
Because I had wondered about this too, because I'm in the same boat as you guys when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
if I shoulder charge somebody or if I handheld supernova somebody, I want that to do what I always feel like it should do. I want the mechanic to work the same. But as you said, it's also like, if it is always that, then why isn't it just quick play? So some way to set it apart,
Right.
it's this stupid line. In theory, I think a safe power cap, and again, it's all in how quick you could get there, would be 20. You could have the pinnacles be 10. Some people are going to get those faster who raid or do trials.
Right.
But if you do the season pass and you get your rank pretty high and you are a bounty grinder, you also get up to that point with less pinnacles. And then after 20, as you're saying, contest in no higher than 20 overpower. Like this season, 10-20, for example. 10-20 would be your
10-20.
total power level cap that can give you any type of benefit. Anything beyond that, nada. So you can either get
So you're
there
saying just one hard cap that once you reach level
power level
980, 990, that's it. You go above it, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yep. Yeah. So this season, if we're going
Okay.
1,000 for powerfuls, 1,010 for pinnacles. Say you raid a crap ton, you do every dungeon, everything you can for pinnacles. You're like rocking through. You're like, oh, 1005. And then the next week you do it again. You're 1010. And you've also been playing a lot. Your season pass has got you plus 10. That's all you're ever going to get. Now you could get gear. You could get your artifact to like plus 30 if you lose your mind.
Right.
It's not going to matter. So after like 10 and 10, and that variation gives you some pinnacles. As the pinnacles are going to get easier, that 10 levels isn't that hard. And then your artifact. So again, as the pinnacles get easier, that number may change. The way it feels now, 20 isn't going to put you completely out of reach, but is also going to give you some reason to aspire towards the harder stuff. That was my theory.
Yeah, I feel that. No, I like where you're going.
Yeah,
I like where you're going.
Like that.
You know, because again, it still incentivizes that grind to want to get stronger. Because again, I like the mentality of, yo, I gotta play to get stronger, to get into trials. I want to be at optimum level so dudes ain't. I do like that aspect. You know what I'm saying? So again, long as they have that, you know, that cap, and then because again, you don't want it to degenerate into, okay, all I'm going to do is just grind, and it's just mythical number, and this person is just completely God stomping everyone because there's got to be a cutoff at some point. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm with you. I think that's fair.
Yeah. So we'll see how it all goes. Again, the pinnacles, and again, if they did something like, hey, pinnacles could get a little higher because they're easier next season, maybe that number adjusts. But somewhere in there, as you said, like a contest hard stop of, after this, I don't care how you get there between artifact or gear, doesn't matter. And that gives everybody at a point, even later in the season, it can't be infinite. That's the point, is the cap does have to be there at some point. So
exactly, I'm with it.
They do have a tease of just kind of a Eververse update. They did say there's going to be bringing back kind of a daily rotating module. One, they're getting rid of the purchasable bright engrams, and I think that's mostly just the loot box lawsuits and like laws that are going to be coming. They're just getting ahead of that. The daily rotating bright engrams, honestly, just for old stuff at a discount, be like, hey, this old thing we found in the back closet, it's on sale. Do you want it?
Yeah.
I mean,
I still need my spare rations ornament, so every week I go looking for it, and they haven't put it in there, so I need my spare rations ornament.
And then this is when we come up to the picture.
Woo!
So, okay.
Fashion.
First, I think half the people, myself included, who looked at this picture had the classes wrong. I did until this morning. Yeah, so looking in the middle, you're like, okay, big, floofy, Arctic Russian, keep me warm robe, ornate. Warlock looks fired.
I'm good out here. I don't know about y'all. I'm good out here.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, nailed that one. You got a target on your stomach, but I guess that's just where I'm going to shoot you. But then I looked, I was like, oh, the one over to the right looks like he's been working out his arms. He's got that stout chest. He's got like the leather jacket on, looking pretty good. And then I looked to the left and I was like, who shopped it? Who shopped at Goodwill and pulled out their parents' 80s clothes? And then they found, and this is like their Guardian level 1 mask. Oh, look, and it's like, and even
why are they doing this to us?
And they super trash.
And you figure out later on, you've got like a half a trash bag for a Titan towel because you see it's actually a hunter with a longer cloak, even though it's not over his head, because the symbols are on the pieces. And I'm like, wait, what just happened? Now I know it's a female model, so it's not going to have a stocky of his shoulders. Even if that was a dude, what happened to our armor on this pic? This is this is sad.
That is sad.
It's so sad.
Like, I hate to hate on people for their creativity, but this is just, I mean, I felt like if I was at Bungie and there was some meeting, we're like, all right, here's the new Eververse armor, here's the Warlock, cool, here's the Hunter, oh wow, that looks really cool for a Hunter, and here's a Titan. How did everyone in that room be like, wait, what? That's the Titan armor?
Like, I was the Titan. It's like, redo it. Go back, sit down, do it again.
Here's the funny part. If you look at the image from the Warlock to the Hunter to the right, he looked like he don't even been good. It's like, hey guys.
He is.
He's like, you guys taking a photo? Wait, hold on. It's like
he looked like he photobombing.
Yeah. He's just some regular citizen. He's not even a Guardian.
Yeah, he's like the last kid picked in fire team class or something. He's just like, oh, it's like, we're down to 2 people. Do you want the girl? Do you want that weird guy over there? I'll take the girl. That dude's weird, and that's what we are. We ate too many crayons, and we got drunk in our closet or something. I don't know, man. Yeah. And he's got boots on with like zipper. I don't know what happened to him. It's so
sad with the shader. What's up with the shade of the
He's
What's
got,
up with
like,
all of it? All of it,
green,
man. It's
a
like
green jacket with like a deep neck, but a zip-up shirt that's bright or what? I don't.
the mark looks like half a jacket ripped in half, and then
yeah, he got attacked.
I'm,
like,
I'm telling you, he went to Goodwill and made up an outfit because he's got like.
and look at the boots. They look like rain boots, like rubber rain boots, like galoshes or whatever they're called. It looks. Oh,
and
man.
then that helmet literally looks like it's got a rubber band behind it holding the mask on, dude. It looks like this is like kindergarten's like cardboard cutout mask.
Yeah, that's the
It's
Party
just
City.
so
That's the
different
Party
than
City
the other
joint.
two, man. It's just like I'm blocking out the Titan and I'm looking at the Hunter and the Warlock. I'm like, wow, that looks so dope. And then you're like, oh, what? Like I said, it looks like that was the original design for the Warlock armor or something. And they're like, we don't really like that. Try something again. And then they did it, designed this dope Warlock armor, and then oh crap, we forgot about Titan. How about this? Oh yeah, sure, make that into a mark though. And
And
it's
you
fine.
know what? It's funny you said that, but because thematically, stylistically, usually the Titans are always in the middle and the Warlock and the Hunters are on the side. So that's what he made us confused. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's awful.
And he's got like armor. The Hunter has arms that are armor.
Jacked. Fire.
Why?
Like,
Why do we have just sleeves?
I was like, and the
That's
not Titan.
biggest tell is the ghosts. The Warlock has the Almighty Ghost. The Hunter has the ghost covered in snakes, and the Titan has a damn lunchbox. Like
It's
Oh man, it's bad out here for y'all. I feel y'all on this one. Listen, I will never besmirch. This is the first time I've never besmirched a great artist ever, right? But someone should have pulled your man to the side and said, "This is not a go for the Titans. This is not a go. You're good at your job, but this one, it's not a go. It's
not feeling it. Yeah,
well, and then the part
Hopefully it
that got
shades
me
well.
more, then you scroll and the finishers are below that. So if you guys aren't seeing what I'm talking about, it's just this week at Bungie. So you've got the Hunter finisher, the arc staff uppercut.
Yep.
Looks freaking
Makes
awesome.
sense.
And then I scroll down, I'm like, the Titan, he's doing kind of like a clap. And then I go look at the Warlock, I'm like, if you line up those animation timings, and I did it on stream, they're almost the same.
Yeah, the Warlock's just crouched more and goes back more, where the Titan's like, oh, I have power. Oh, there you go. Here, I guess I'll just throw it at you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like the Titan artist was off that week.
Yeah, I think the Titan artist was actually on vacation, and somebody was like, "I'm gonna just like move a couple things. We'll get it out there."
Somebody from the Warlock team did y'all dirty.
And I'm just like really getting into finishers now. The second I see that like finisher button pop, so yeah, that was something cool that they added. That at first I was like, whatever, barely use it. Now I use it all the time. The second I see like a major with that little yellow, boom.
Yeah, save your ammo, man.
Got you.
I use it strategically for special ammo thing. Bro, I've got Izanagi shots for days.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's my flow right there. But yeah,
I mean, it looks cool, but it just doesn't fit. Like they could have just made it. Maybe he gets it in his fist and he pounds the ground.
That's
and it,
exactly
like,
what my
shoots
chat
up.
said. That's exactly what my chat said last night when I was showing them. They're like, why not do a fist slam? Like, it's art.
Yes.
That is what the Titan is known for. The fist slam, the fist of havoc.
Yeah.
Any of those, just go, just punch down at the ground and just like send a shockwave out or something like that. I don't know. This one's always weird. So I can't look at that anymore. So we got to move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
That's arguably the worst design I've ever seen.
That hurt.
Like, it's not even close.
What makes it so much worse is that the other two are so good.
So better. Yeah.
So good. They're so dope. I'm not even a big Eververse armor fan usually, but this looks dope.
Yeah.
Except
I'm
for
with
the
you.
Literally, somebody was
well.
like, the Warlock was like the suave dude, the Hunter's the like jock, and then the Titan for some reason is the kid in chess club. Like,
Yes.
like I don't know. And we're
All right,
supposed to
I gotta get rid of that image.
Yep. So
He said, I can't look at it.
I had it up the whole time. I had it in another tab and I kept going to it.
You gotta move it. You gotta move
man.
it off your screen.
Yeah, I'm done. It's gone.
all right. So we have been going
Let's
for a
get
little
to it,
while.
man.
Thank you guys for sticking with us, but we are on the last little piece here. We
Yeah.
got some exotic changes and
Woo, my
a
part.
little bit else. So for the final preview, we've got exotic changes coming. Hunters, we can all just kind of comment and see as we go, and then we'll take our respective classes. Assassin's Cowl, the invisibility and healing effects now trigger on power melee and finishers. And it's on melee, not kill, it says, so kind of different depending on how that goes. Duration of the invisibility increased depending on, and they have a couple of these, they're based on the tier of the enemy. So like red, orange, yellow, like majors is going to make things last longer, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of cool. So Assassin's Cal getting a little tweak. The Frosties changed the ability regeneration so that it no longer stacks multiplicatively with other class ability energy generating perks. I think just balancing that one. Khepri Stink. This one sounds lethal. All smoke bombs deal 150% damage while wearing this exotic. Like, that's going to kill you, dude.
That's good. That's real good.
That's good. Khepri got a lot of functionality now with that.
Orpheus Rig. The maximum amount of super you can gain from a single use of Shadow Shot is 50%. They're putting a hard and fast line of what you can get from that thing. They've... Spire of...
Good. It's good. It's about time, because it became that thing where you're like, you have to use this so I get super, so it's good that they're changing that up.
Yep. Young Ahamkar Spine, the explosion radius by 14%, so just a little buff to trip mines there, not too shabby. All right, so Bob, you're Titan, man. I know I'm too, but I'm talking here, so I'm going to bounce these off of you, and then Warlock, I'll go to you, Cognito. First one, Ashen Wake. Killing an enemy with a fusion grenade while wearing this exotic now refunds grenade energy. The amount of grenade energy refunded based on the tier of enemy killed. Dots.
That's gonna work well with what's that thing called, that grenade launcher that we got this season? Martyr's Retribution. Yeah, you can you can really spec yourself to be a big time. They really like grenades. I've realized.
Yes.
That, grenade launchers got buffed. We got that grenade launcher. It's they're giving you a new way to play. So cool. I like that. Any exotic that has an in-game direct benefit element, I'm always down for. So
no doubt.
Sounds good to me.
Antaeus wards, the slide now no longer allows clip damage or chip damage through it, which those are honestly like for a montage reel. I've never seen those as being anything that I'm going to try and use. Doomfang Pauldrons fixed a bug where Doomfang Pauldrons sometimes grant super energy from melee kills while in your super. That's just a fix. Now this one,
fine.
I don't remember why I was using Dune Marchers. What was I running fast for? I was doing something. And I was farming whatever I needed to go quickly through stuff. I think it could have been just like Lost Sector Grind or something. And I was running up and meleeing things with the static charge. And I was actually like killing enemies, and it might have just been melee kills that I needed. And now like 12 meters goes to 20 meters for that static discharge. That's a long ways. Like that's
nice.
That's like 100%.
That'll make a difference in PvP as well. Yeah, that's a viable thing to wear in PvP, and I'd wear them sometimes. So actually, I'm looking at my inventory right now, and I have them on because I was trying some different stuff out for trials. So I might throw that on. That'll be interesting to play around with. So down with that.
Another one for a shoulder chargers. The Mark 44 stand asides reduce the delay of the start of sprinting until the overshield comes in to 0.5 seconds, down from 1.25 seconds.
Nice little buff to that shoulder charge, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Those warlocks got extended melee, which I already thought was too much. So now they're getting even more.
Dare you, Bob?
Dude, I get hit by warlocks out of nowhere, and it's just like, boom, how you hitting me? So that's gonna be even longer. Oh, great. So yeah, that's nice.
It's so nice to have a Titan on here with my side. I appreciate this.
So I don't use my shoulder charge hammer strike primarily to damage people. I use it for movement, especially in PvP. I like having that.
You mean the thing that's easy to do in the game? Yes, continue.
Yeah, but you need that. See, I've gotten real good at using that to like blast around, turn around, and hit someone. So for me, I'm all
blasting around a lot. Continue.
But when I need to use it to blast someone, it's nice. So I'll take it.
Hey, in fairness, this next one you should be happy about. Even I am.
Here we go. Finally,
I have seen this thing. I've been facing this thing as a Titan even more.
What's funny is I never used One-Eyed Mask because I just didn't. I didn't either. I use Syntheseps. That's the only exotic that I've been using.
Why did you use it? I'm curious.
Because I use Syntheseps all the time, and because I was a big like shotgun guy for a while, where I was running around. It was like, whatever. I don't need it. I put it on this week, so I'm like, all right, I'm sniping now, getting ready for trials. This will be good. And then all of a sudden they do this big time nerf here. Let's
talk about it. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
I'm happy about it because honestly, it's out of line for a while, and they're finally doing the right thing. So the target marking from this exotic has been replaced with target highlighting, eliminating the ability to see through walls, so no wall hacks.
That's it right there.
And they took wall hacks out of two things, so they're really trying to get away from that. No
Yep.
longer provides
Good.
a damage bonus when defeating your marked target. Also good.
Mhm.
Restoring
Yep.
the previous overshield granted by defeating your marked target, which now has a duration of 6 seconds instead of 8. So you get the overshield, it's shorter, no wall hacks, and no damage bonus. Like this
Yeah.
is down a lot. This is majorly
This
down.
feels right. This feels not OP. I'm probably still gonna use it in trials just for that overshield because
It's nice.
sniping, if I get a body shot, I can come back, hit them, take them out, get that overshield, whatever. But yeah, no, it was I think that this has been a bane of the PvP community for a long time. And I know a lot of people are gonna be very happy with this. Like I said, I didn't really use it that much, even as a Titan main. I would sure see it a lot and get very frustrated when I was going up against it. So good. I'm glad, they didn't touch my synthesept, so I'm happy with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely long overdue.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And then the new one, the Severance Enclosure. The explosion now triggers on powered melee, both against combatants and guardians and finishers. Radius and damage of the explosion created based on the tier of the enemy. This is like a thing they're bringing in. The tier of the enemy changes the way some of these work. It's kind of cool. Just see how it actually pays off. Like,
yeah, I think they want
know.
you to use your abilities in different situations, so this gives you a reason.
Yeah,
to do
I'm
that,
just
so.
wondering, like, if I actually go finish off and punch a giant like ogre boss, is it gonna like blow the whole room up? Like, I need to know if that's actually gonna be worth the risk. Because if I go punch a boss and I kill him, like, not gonna matter. So we'll see. Warlock. All right, Sir Cognito, you're up. One of these is actually being sold today. So.
Oh, yeah. Apotheosis Veil.
Yep.
This exotic is now guaranteed to drop with a minimum of plus 16 to intellect. I mean, it's okay. I mean,
yeah, that's not.
I feel
That's
like
not
every exotic should have like a set, something like that.
Yeah,
That'd
they
be really
all
cool.
should be
Yeah.
doing something more to that.
Yeah, they should all have that.
They should all have. I mean, it makes sense with synergy. Yeah, but let's get. Yeah, look at you next. Look at you. Look at you. Yeah, this is what you want to talk about. Controversial.
Freaking come on, dude.
Reduce the damage reduction granted by this exotic to 20%, down from 40%. Are you happy now? Is this to your liking,
Hey,
sir?
between the handheld supernova and this, it should bring it a little more in line. You're still going to be able to kill me farther than my shoulder charge can, but it's going to be hopefully.
Actually, didn't they say the cone got tighter? Like you got to aim it now.
Well, okay,
now
the cone got tighter, but you're actually probably
the-
going to hit more. Like you're going to be more. If you do hit one person though, you'll definitely kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to aim it, and then remember the charge now lasts less, so you can't just walk around the map doing it. So this is fair. I mean, at the end of the day,
40% is huge. I did not know it was even that high. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, damage reduction. That's a huge thing.
That's
now
good.
this one's for me. They Bungie, y'all exposed me. Damn it. Sanguine Alchemy. Sanguine Alchemy has received a complete redesign. Its new perk, Blood Magic, allows the wearer to pause the countdown timer of any rift they're standing in by getting weapon kills, extending the rift's duration. Now, full disclosure,
Are you wall
this
hacker?
was my secret. This was my secret weapon for trying. Like I had a build that was gonna get me rifts so that my team could stay in the rifts and see where the enemy's at. This was my trial. See, I was hoping they didn't see me in the corner using this, and they busted me. They busted me. This was my joint. Yo, I ain't going for it. So, but look, it's fair. You cannot have wall hacking stuff in trials. This is the utmost competitive activity. No advantages, no cheating. So if what I mask on get it, Sanguine gotta get it. So I mean, listen. And here's my other point. This is for E. Now, what I like about this whole thing, you see what they did, E? They reworked an exotic.
I know, I love
They
this.
took-
Yeah.
So cool.
But check this out, like, because I know we've had this discussion about exotics and how, you can't have, when it comes to weapons, you can't have, snipers in the same place. Because, it's the same archetype. They're doing the same thing. Guess what? You could rework an exotic.
Well, then
and
it's
give it
the-
a whole new function. How amazing is that?
Oh, you may as well then
We had
just
an argument.
make a
This is
new one.
sarcasm,
You may
Bobby.
as well just
You're in the
make.
middle of an
You're
argument.
making a new exotic then, so why not make a new exotic and leave the old one in the past?
No, but how about let's not touch what we have or get rid of it, and let's just rework it. How about that?
But
You
then
know, I
where's the
think that's a
special
great
nature of
idea.
earning this new thing that functions in a completely different way? Why is it even still called the same thing?
But also, so you'd rather them get rid of Sanguine
No,
Alchemy, huh?
yeah,
That's what
get
you
rid of
want?
Sanguine and bring in a new one.
Oh my God. I like what Bungie's doing. Shout out to Bungie on this. Reworking existing exotics, giving them new functionality, not destroying them, not getting rid of them, giving them functionality. That's all I'm saying. It looks like it could be done. But anyway, I shall continue. Ophidian aspects.
I'll fill you in a second,
Now-
Bob. Don't worry.
You ain't like that?
I'm sitting over here thinking like, oh, I actually like this perk. Maybe I'll go try it out. 'Cause it's a
it's
great
kinda
PV.
cool.
It's a great PVE perk. That's gonna
Don't
be
it feel
really good.
brand new, Bobby? This is so cool.
I
You
was
jump in
gonna
the
say,
ring
yeah,
if we
for
kill
PvE,
stuff.
you could sit there and like an empowering for a long time.
This
I was
is like
thinking
a
about
time.
that,
for
dude.
people that are doing solo stuff. They're gonna be running
Yes,
this.
this is going to be a very powerful exotic.
Yeah,
So that's
good.
what I'm saying. Wait. Now, here's the one that's very interesting. Those Ophidian aspects now increases the lunge range of all Warlock. He's disgusting. Warlock melee attacks, even if the ability is on cooldown. Now, let me before
You already
go,
punch farther. Now you're
Let
gonna
me-
punch
let me-
even farther.
This was my
Bro,
go-to for when I
Now-
play Warlock, so
now
I'm good with
Here's the
it.
deal, y'all. Here's the deal. I know y'all don't like this. I know the disgust is gonna be there. But here's why I do like it, even though it's fair, it's unfair, it's a fair advantage for me. But here's the thing. Remember, when they made the nerf to Lunafaction,
Yeah.
right? Remember, Lunafaction was the go-to everybody reload, right?
Yep.
So all I'm saying is, okay, Ophidian had the same functionality. They lived in the same space. There's really, because now you nerf this and all it's doing is reloading. Ophidian didn't have any place. So giving it something else with the lunge range. Now, yes, is it a little, I go front E, it's a little beastie that I don't have a melee power and I'm still getting
A
that.
little bit.
That's a little beastie. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I ain't gonna be mad that they doing it. Like, as a warlock. But it's a little beastie that I don't even have to have a melee charge in my melee. But I will say this. It definitely gives Ophidian a new specific role. That's all I'm saying. Now, whether you agree with that role is a whole different argument, and I can hear you on that. But I do like that Ophidian now is different from Lunafaction, just making things reload faster. That's what I gotta say. All right, I'm gonna hear y'all complain. Let me hear E bitch and complain. I'm gonna hear this.
Just gonna have to see how it goes. You punch farther than all of us, and now you're gonna definitely be able to get the leap on those punching battles.
Oh
so
my God. We're slower though. You're the fat. You and
they
Hunters are faster.
literally stated if you get it at range, you are going to win because you're able to start it first. I'm gonna whiff
They
the
said
air,
that at the same time.
and at the same time,
I'm
yes,
sorry.
I'm faster, but I'm gonna whiff while you can hit me, and then guess what?
Oh, at
Second
distance.
one,
Yeah.
I just said distance. Yes. So yeah.
Yeah. Listen, we need something, man. We need
Yeah,
something.
Oh,
I
Y'all running around.
wonder. I
You
wonder
don't
if they're
need-
doing this to maybe try and make people stay farther apart, and not be running around slide shotgunning and meleeing. Because I don't know. I'm trying to. It's funny. I looked up. I'm looking on Dim right now, and my Warlock
Yeah.
is currently wearing Ophidian Aspects because that's what I wear. I try and keep all my builds the same on. Like my Hunter has Stompies. I like the movement speed. My
Let me
Warlock
tell
has
y'all.
Ophidian Aspects. My Titan has Syntheseps. I like things that are constantly giving me buffs. So
Yes. Like, but where the Ophidian has just moved up.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for trials. Because
yeah.
it's remember, it gives you that snapshot kind of shooting, for PvP, that's critical. Reload, like, Ophidian is going to be top tier for trials. Oh, shout out to Snaldo. He's in the chat. He was with me. I interviewed you on at PAX. He's in the chat. He said, what's up, Bobby? What's going on, Snaldo PD? What's going on, man? But yeah, man. I mean, Ophidian just went up the rankings, y'all. This is gonna be serious for PvP. I'm with you, Bobby. Yeah, I might have to dust it off and bring it back out, man.
Yeah.
Might have to bring it out. So yeah. So then we got at least we have Verity's Brow. The buff, I've never used this exotic, that's crazy. The buff provided by this exotic now increases your grenade damage by 10% per stack. The buff to allies' grenade recharge rate now kicks in when you cast your grenade. This exotic now provides a buff text notification indicating how many allies are currently benefiting from your increased grenade charge. What do you think about Verity's Brow? Bobby, what you thinking?
I mean, this is one of those. Seems like situational, specific kind of exotics here. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
It's giving, anything that gives more versatility is something here. I mean, yeah, it's another thing that I don't ever use this. Use Brow. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think
You
I
guys
ever
are
really
like, what
used
is
this.
this?
I've never used. bro.
Yeah, I had to look it up, and I'm like, yeah, I don't
use
think
it.
I ever use this, but
Ever.
okay, interesting.
Man, it's worth dusting off, right? Let's give it
Yeah.
a shot. Let's see what it do.
That's
You know,
what's
it's-
cool is when they retool or completely change the perks. Is that it's like, all right, how can I?
Hold on, Bobby. Could you repeat that sentence? That was a really informative sentence. That you said. You like what they do with the exotics? What you like?
I like when they retool them a little
Just
bit.
repeat it. It was glorious what you said. I just would love you to repeat that.
Yeah,
Sentence.
I like change. I like change, but yeah,
You two
this
didn't
is
even
cool.
know
I like
this
it.
thing existed. So if they literally
Nope.
were like, hey, here's this new exotic that does these things, it wouldn't be any different.
Yeah, how about giving value to stuff that's garbage that we don't use and reworking it so that it's sexy and attractive again?
Yeah.
I like this idea.
You
This is the
do
new
realize
version I
my
like.
argument was never over armor, by the way.
But I'm applying it to weapons.
Oh.
I know you.
You can't change the functionality of a
weapon.
weapon without completely remaking it.
You can rework certain perks, but anyway, that's another story. Continue.
Like
We're up
you
to,
can
investment now.
remake Sanguine Alchemy to function completely differently. Whisper of the
Mhm.
Worm is still gonna feel like Whisper of the Worm. It may be buffed or
You
nerfed,
can-
but
they've changed the functionality on the nail perks. They've done this stuff before.
yeah, it's
They've
certainly
done it.
weird when you think about like what they're
Mhm.
doing as far as changing the way something works. Like, oh,
Mhm.
now we flip a switch and it does this. But
Hashtag save the exotics and leave them
yeah,
alone.
definitely save the
That's
exotics.
right.
But
so the main
That's
reason
right.
this argument is here is over the whole retiring of legendary weapons. We went at it over 2 weeks, and then last week I was literally asking him, and I had a very simple question, and it took me about 15 minutes to get an answer, but I did finally get one, and we just agree to disagree. So I just kind of want to see your thoughts. Take, for example, Destiny 2. We don't know how long it's going to last.
Yeah.
Now, he wouldn't answer the question because he kept saying Destiny 3 might be coming next year, might be coming the year after that. We don't know at this point. So say the game does
I
end up
personally
lasting-
don't. I don't think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna try and follow the World of Warcraft thing where they just constantly release expansions.
I
But that's
got new information on this.
just my quick thought about it. But yes, go on.
So anyway, theoretically, all I was trying to get is a theoretical answer. Whether Destiny 3 literally comes out in September, that wasn't the point of the question. You done?
No, I'm listening again.
No,
I'm just-
you're not. You're
you do your
dancing like a
thing.
freak.
I'm chilling. I'm in a good place.
All I wanted to ask was literally to say, Whisper of the Worm was a year 1 exotic. If Destiny 2 continued on for, say, like, hey, we're in Destiny 2 year 6, should you be able to infuse even, like, legendaries we know they're going to be working on, like, sunsetting after a certain amount of time?
Yep.
Should I be able to take Whisper of the Worm into the year 6 raid? Or is there a point where exotic should be sunset as well?
So my general, competition breeds better results. So I would love for them to be like, all right, Whisper of the Worm is OP. It's great. They nerfed it. That was their reaction to it. Obviously, I would wish they would just introduce new weapons, introduce new exotics. Problem with that is then everything that's already at the bottom is even farther at the bottom. So when they nerf exotics and they do this and that, it reshuffles the tier list. The problem is, yes, I wish they wouldn't. I would like to, especially if you have a gun like Whisper, that was one of the greatest missions quest I ever did.
Oh, I
That
agree.
was dope.
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. Continue.
That
you clap
was
any louder in your mic,
will
by the
never
way?
I will never forget. I will never forget getting that, running other people through it. That was so sick.
Why?
Do I
was
want
that
to
a
be able to
great memory?
use that forever? Yeah, I would love to be able to use that forever. But at the
Stop
same time,
clapping. Do you have any idea what that does to me on audio? Seriously, quit it.
but at the same time, I understand why they do it because, they need to change things up. If everyone was still running Whisper, that would be stale. So as hard it is for me to say it, because trust me, I would love to still be rocking Whisper and every other gun that was OP. I think they have to do nerfs. It just sucks when it's completely
But the
destroys the
question
gun.
is not nerfs here.
No,
Let's
like,
be
the
clear.
question
The
is,
question
say-
that E is saying he wants just how they're doing legendaries, right? They're doing after 9 to 12 months.
Yeah.
They're doing a retirement where they
Yeah.
can no longer be infused. What E wants is he wants that to apply to exotics as well.
So my
after a
heart,
certain-
my heart says no. I wish my heart says
Wow,
no.
Bob, you're welcome here every
This
week.
is
But
a
my head
two-phased
is like-
answer.
But my brain is like, yeah, that is the way to make things change. But I would rather them introduce new stuff that you want to use. That's like,
Hello.
oh wow, I have this great gun, but here's this new great gun. So I guess when it comes to the argument that you guys are talking about, I'm
yes.
kind of in the middle on it.
Okay.
Hey, you're in the middle on my screen, too,
But you
so
want it
that
to stay
works.
though. But you do want it to stay. You would like Whisper not to go away.
I don't want to
That's the
lose
problem,
Thorn.
man.
I don't want to lose Thorn. I
My
love
man.
Thorn. It's my favorite gun. If I was all of a sudden like, oh, can't use Thorn anymore, I'd find a new gun. But at the same time, I'd be like, damn, this sucks. Like when we couldn't use Whisper anymore,
Right.
that sucked.
Now here's the thing.
Go ahead.
And I hear what you're saying, but shout out to I'll say it. He said 3-hour podcast. Here we go. We're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. Now here's the thing, and I just want to say this last point because I hear where you're coming from, and what E is saying for the longevity of the game. Right?
Yeah,
I hear E's point. He doesn't think I agree with him from a power creep standpoint, from a saturation standpoint, right? All I was saying was exotics represented a small percentage. I'm with him on legendaries, right? Now, he asked the hard and fast question, which was how long, Cognito, do we still be running these old exotics into year 7 and 6? And I hear his point. And my counter to that, why I struggled to give him a year was somebody said, ding, 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 round 3. Was that I said they have to give us a new game at that point, right? So now we've got some new information that I'd like to bring to the last word. Shout out to my man Unknown Player, who just made a great video. And guess what? D3 is in development still. It is still happening. It was started around Forsaken. And guess what? This small little team that is working on current D2 projects, right? The majority of this studio, because everyone acts like they just can't do it. It's not enough resource. Guess what the majority of the studio is doing? They're working on D3, which is to my point. And then there's this other game called Matter that they're working at. There's another team on that. So Destiny, Bungie is huge. Who's currently working right now is the small B team on what we're getting. Now, to E's point, right now, they're not ready to do D3, right? But to my point, it's not going to be 5-6 years we're going to stick with this and that we have to make this tough decision to get rid of Whisper. That's what I'm saying. The new game is going to come to accommodate what I'm talking about. That's all I had to say. I'm done.
Are you?
I'm done. I'm done.
See, I think this is where you probably have to look at something like other games and how does something like World of Warcraft do this? Because I played it back in the day, but I haven't played WoW in forever.
Right.
So I don't know. Can you still use weapons from the first couple of years now? No, right?
Every expansion, when you get like go 60 to 70 or 110 to 120, as soon as you're like 112 on your way to 120, the 110 stuff that was epic raid took you days and days to grind for, it's gone. So I mean, that's kind of the idea of, and yes, believe me, it's like of all people in this podcast, Whisper has a special place for me. It is my biggest video I've ever had and may ever will. I was like, so believe me, I love the quest. I love taking people through that. People ask me, it's like, and I can still do those jumps. It's like, it's ingrained in my head, but it's also to the point of like that freshness to where, and again, I did state this whole thing when I was trying to get you answering. I was like, we're probably expecting D2. Yes, I did. I said it I don't know how many times.
You betrayed the exotics. You betrayed us. You sold us out. You sold out your greatest memory, your biggest video. You said, it could go. I'm going to
shut this down because I said theoretically, if in 6 years, and this is just the concept that we were trying to get at of retiring things, if a game did last that long, if they take D3, I know that's the whole point of a theoretical is if. Come on, I'm not gonna cuss at you, but I'm really getting on the point of it.
I told you it's not happening.
What if D3 is finally Bungie's thing and they make last that long? What if do you want everything in there to last for 6-7 years in D3?
Asking me?
I know your answer. Same. I know yours. Yeah, we've been down this before. It took me a while and got an answer. So you get something in D3. It is a new game. There's something cool.
Yeah.
You get, Thorn 2.0, whatever gun you love. D3 is that thing they do attach to. They build out their studio. They're sticking with it for a while. It's got the infrastructure. It's got the new engine. It is that thing that can last for 5-6 years. How long? I mean, is it the point where I know exotics are cool? Do you ever see a point in a game like that where if they're sunsetting legendaries, you sunset an exotic with it? Same principle.
I think it's inevitable because, like we said, it does make you change everything up when you can't use the most OP weapon anymore. As long as they don't delete guns from the game, which I know isn't what they're gonna do, as long as they're not deleting weapons, that's okay. I don't know. It's hard. How do you put a number on something theoretical? But if you could use a gun for at least,
that's my point. That's literally what I told this man.
Let him finish.
If you could use a gun, let's say for a year at minimum, I think that's good. I know that's that not what is it 9 to 15 months for legendaries is kind of what they're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You have a year with a weapon that sounds like a good amount of time, but I don't know. It's tricky, man. It's hard because this game is a loot-based game. You want to, you work hard to get the great loot. You work hard to get the great loot. You want to have that loot.
I'm go find somebody on my side of this argument. It's fine.
I'm in the middle, man. It's hard. It's like I want to agree with Cog, but at the same time, I know what you're saying. You need to change things up, and if you're not able to constantly bring in the next OP weapon, and then that, you're just shifting to a new meta, and you're just shifting the tier around, you gotta make changes. So it's hard for me to say agree with that, but I think for the longevity of a game and to keep that constant change and not running the same loadout, because it is kind of annoying when you go to do something and it's like, oh, do you have 1K voices? No, I don't have that. You know what I mean? Like I never got that gun. I haven't gotten 1K. I would love to have it. Or, someone new that doesn't have Whisper. It's like, oh, you don't have Whisper.
Bobby?
Yeah.
In that same vein, right? You just made a good point. You don't have 1K. You never got it.
Never got it.
So with the new cadence that Vontis is talking about, in a year or 2 years or whatever that is, 4 years, you know what I'm saying? 1K goes away.
Yeah.
But you never got it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Too bad? Okay, fair enough.
Too bad?
Fair
yeah,
enough,
no, I'm definitely
you're a better man than me. You're a better man than me.
It would be cool. So what I'm thinking is, so let's say they sunset items and it's like, all right, you can no longer infuse up to this power.
Right.
But there should be some like old school activities where you could go in and it's like, you know what? I'm going to run Whisper in this.
Which is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Throwback strike or, whatever, memory strike. So as long as you can still use things you love, but maybe not at the end game, I'm fine with it. Yeah, it's a tricky thing, man. You don't want to take away people's gifts and what they worked hard for. So
yeah, I feel you. Listen, I think we're actually all in the same point.
Yeah.
I just think that his theoretical is not realistic because that scenario is not going to happen.
The theoretical for D3 is actually a better argument now because you say if D3 is coming, then the theory, if that's the one they build for the long term, that's where it actually could be a thing.
But here's the thing, my counterpoint again, is just the nature of tech. It's listen, the way things are right now, right? There's always going to be, it's like a gas tank. There's always going to be that point where you're going to get to capacity, right? So at some point, what they're doing now is they say, hey, we got to remove activities. We got to remove activities because we're getting to that threshold. Even the next generation, there will be another threshold. We're talking about 4K assets. We're talking about all these new ray tracing, all this new functionality. At some point, there's a limit to the structure of the world, any generation. So they're always going to be a curve. That's why new games exist. All I'm trying to say is with D3, whether it be 4 to 5 years as opposed to 2 to 3 years, it's going to happen again. That's all I'm saying. Right now, we're currently doing maintenance. We're doing Band-Aid stuff because they're not ready to do D3 right now. But in a year or 2 years, it's happening. All I said is if you take my exotic, this is my whole point about it. If you take the exotics away, all I'm saying is then give me a new game with dedicated servers and new functionality, and I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to blow up the tower every time. That's literally all. It's just the exotic part.
Yeah.
But
or just give me new, really good exotics. I mean, they do that. I remember, if you could look back every season, I have a loadout. I remember I was rocking Ace. Was it Positive Outlook, that fusion rifle? I think that's the name of it. That thing was great. And then I had Hammerhead. Like, that was my loadout for a whole season. And then the next season comes, and I change it up a bit. But I always have that gun, like, when it comes to PvP. See, that's where, like, maybe don't sunset guns in PvP. I don't know. I don't want to start down that path.
I know. We'll leave it alone because we'll go. But again, this is it's good discussion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me and E's always had this. It's a very cool thing to think about, and everybody's excited to see what's going to happen when we do get actual D3 and stuff like that. So that's it. I'm not going to do the thing that I said I was going to do. So we got to move on. Legendary investment, man. We got some stuff going on. This is really cool.
This is going to last a little bit. Legendary engrams increase the number of armor sets available from world drops from up to 11 instead of 3. That is an
Ooh.
insane jump, but also means your legendary
Yeah.
loot pool just got very armor heavy, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're
So-
gonna have a much harder time getting the weapon
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
and the role you want.
I
Mhm,
almost would
mhm.
like if there's a point where, whether it be Rahul had like an option, if you're going to go buy the legendary engram, do you want armor or do you want weapons? Like, there's got to be a point where
Yeah.
you can try and still somewhat steer towards weapons,
what
especially
Bobby
if you
would,
were
yeah.
buying engrams for shards, like you can buy from him, like 25. People
Yeah.
will dump 10,000 shards trying to get a roll on something.
Oh yeah,
And if half of
Yeah,
that's
I
armor,
did
you're
it.
just
I did
wasting
it to
your
try
time.
and get a last hope and whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Didn't
saw
go too
Scarrow.
crazy, but-
I saw Scarrow lose his mind when he got his perfect last hope on Twitter. I don't know if you saw
Oh,
that.
yeah?
I got it from a world drop from the obelisks.
Yep,
I
that's
got
what
it-
he
I
did.
got
He
it.
was turning in just he had Fractaline, gave up in the tower for the bounties, just turning in at obelisks. He got a last
Yep.
hope, multi-kill clip, feeding frenzy, and he just lost his
Woo.
mind.
That's what I got. I got a
Woo!
multi-feeding, high cal, reload masterwork. It's great. I
Is-
never use sidearms. I don't like sidearms. They just
me
don't
too.
feel like the kind of
Mhm.
weapon I want to use in this game. But
Yeah.
I'd use it, and I'm like, ooh, this thing's nice.
Good.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
I still haven't used the sidearm yet, and people since the buffs. I gotta try. I gotta do it, man.
So it said it will include faction rally armor, so you can go get your Dead Orbit and New Monarchy, which is
Mhm.
sitting in the
I need
front
my
of this
new
picture.
monarchy.
Yeah, I got some.
Yes.
It said sets that were
like that
previously
stuff.
unavailable or extremely difficult will be available as world stats. Here's the big one. Armor stats. Prime
Let's
engrams
go.
will now more reliably drop armor with higher overall stats and spikier distributions. Exotic
Yes.
armor will now
Good.
more reliably have higher overall stat rolls.
Woo!
Legendary
Good.
armor now has an improved chance of receiving higher stat rolls, though low rolls will still be present. Thank you. Just
Yo.
give us a shot, because I can't tell you how many things I've broken down from the tower, like the obelisk.
Mhm.
Oh my god. The number of pieces of armor when I turned in the stuff to the obelisk is just like 48, 47, 49, 50, 51, 40. Just
Yeah.
delete. I don't care about it. It's like give
Yeah.
me a hope. Right now it's so
Yeah.
little it's not
Mhm.
even a hope.
That's like even like prime engrams. I would say once you were
Yes.
kind of
Oh, yeah.
at a cap and you're getting the same, and
Yeah.
it's like
Prime
what's the,
didn't matter.
the excitement of getting that prime goes away. So if you're
Yeah.
giving us better stats, at least you take a second look at
And
it.
the key point is spike your distributions.
Mhm.
That's what I like.
I like
You
that
can't
a
get it.
lot.
If you want those bills, like, you know what
Yep.
I'm saying, you get something like a 20 in recovery or a 20 in you know what I'm saying, something that you're building towards, and you get that in that category.
Yep.
Now you added
Yeah.
excitement. I thought this whole section was for E. I was like, yeah, they listed that one. Like this.
I mean,
this
it needs
is
it.
what
When you
we
go
needed.
into Pit of Heresy, you finish that one, you get a
Yep.
guaranteed piece of armor that's masterworked. It's
Mm-hmm.
masterworked with the plus 12, and you're looking at like 62. You're like, dude, this is
Mhm.
awful. Like, so
Yeah.
yeah, it gives you the 10 energy, but no. So again,
Mhm.
hopefully all that stuff is going to be coming to be better, and seems
Mhm.
like that actually should be coming with the launch of the season, not that midway point. So just stat rolls
Right.
should generally be better. And they're also
Yeah,
updating the quest tab too, and I cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
I heard in someone else's stream, someone had a really good idea for
Mhm.
the factions. So if you want to get a specific factions, like what's it, Dire
Yeah.
Promise? Is that the really good
Yeah.
hand cannon?
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think,
Mhm.
or
Some people have
so you
mentioned
go to that Dead Orbit and you go not donate, but you go hand in rewards there. So you only
Mhm.
get the armor or loot pool
Yeah,
from
it
that
would be
faction,
like-
and vice,
yeah.
every just so maybe faction rallies still aren't a thing, but you can still
agree.
hand in
I agree.
rewards to this
Yep.
faction, and you'll get that specific
Because
faction.
all I care about is New Monarchy, and I'm like, damn, like I like the fact that it's introduced in the loot pool, but it's going to be so randomized.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you just want something specific, so yeah,
Yep.
it would be cool that if they still had the NPCs, you can go to them, and yeah, I agree. I know it's just
That'd
hard
be
to
cool.
reckon. There's no tokens no more, but
Yep.
if there was some way to do that, that'd be cool. What else we got?
Yeah, just the quest screens getting updated, so things are going to kind of be in their own little buckets. I'm very curious to see what that looks like, because I feel like, they made progress, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely wasn't. It's still just like a whole bunch of quests in a weird order and bounties that are not
Mhm.
organized. I'm
Yeah.
hoping this gets a little bit of just
Yeah, the
love.
first when they
Shout out
first
to
changed it,
UI.
that was a mess, but it's gotten
Mhm.
better.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the UI getting some love.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Then we got the performance thing, right?
Yeah, so there's a couple little. Those are
Oh
just
my-
basically performance issues for like UI stuttering, frame rate in Gambit and Gambit Prime, frame rate issues in
Mhm.
multiple places like Sanctified Mind, Pit of Heresy Dungeon, fixed stutter on high frames in PC, just general fixes for stuff.
Yep.
And then
Mhm.
outside of that, they just kind of cover the date and time of all this stuff. So on Tuesday, they're going to take things down. Now, just keep in mind, depending on if you guys are affected by daylight savings time, that is this weekend on Sunday. So it is spring forward. So
Yes.
team times are going to change. So now daily reset is going to be at 10 a.m. Pacific instead of 9 a.m. Pacific. So for me, it's noon. So everything's pushed back about an hour. That's pretty standard for spring. But you will be kicked out about an hour before for them to take it down, get the patch out there, and roll out the updates. So if you aren't home and you want to make sure you log in when you get home, make sure your PlayStation's on so it uploads. Make sure your Steam is open and like auto updating. Make sure things are going to do its updates so you can actually get home and log in so you're not waiting for stuff, especially PlayStation. You guys copy pasting twice. That just takes a little extra long. But that's about it.
Man.
I mean, there's a couple other videos as always, but next week it begins, man. It's all coming.
Season of the worthy.
Hype is real.
I'm ready, man. Yeah, for me, it's just all about now. You know, obviously, I haven't had a chance to play much this week, come back from PAX, but, you know, for me, it's definitely about getting in that Crucible, starting to figure out loadout, starting to, you know, I know, Bob, you talked about you was doing that, and I got to get going because I got to see what works, what's effective. I know things are going to get buffed, but I got to kind of get in my pocket because I'm a sweat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sweat a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
I'm ready. I'm ready to get sweaty.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you know, I'm going Lighthouse, you know, week 1? No, but most likely not. But, you know, it's more about just getting, again, if those bounties are there, which I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying? Getting in that cadence, getting in that routine. Like Friday could not come any faster. But literally my whole goal is hopefully RNG blesses me and I get that Warlock Anubis Wolf helmet. I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? I just need something from that set so that I know that my baby's back. Oh, man, I'm hyped, man. Charles is back. Then we got some good PvE content. I'm going to be grinding as soon as that reset starts. You know, are you guys doing the bounty thing? Are you guys all in your prep mode?
Stocking up? No, I usually do. And for some reason, I just haven't been drawn to it. I just been focused on just getting ready for PvP. I'm just going to grind hard when the season drops and just try and raise it as naturally as I can. And I'm pretty good. I think all my characters, 965, 966, 966. So I'm in a good spot right now, and then just gonna hit the ground running and boost on up.
Yeah, I've got like Hunter or Titan and Warlock are 63 for bounties. Most of those are weeklies done. Hunter's the last one. Just kind of see if I can get enough squeezed in there over the weekend. I was working on like planetary stuff, and I just haven't even unlocked the moons, so that just takes some of those out. But I was going to be close. I've never done that kind of grind before. And again, I'm not going for like flawless weekend first time because I have family in town, so I don't even get to play. So that's going to be a rough weekend. Because I'll just see Twitter exploding. I'll be like, I'll just wait till everybody goes to sleep and come in here and quietly try and like level up or something, at least try some bounties. So, but yeah, that is, it's coming. So spend your weekend, go buy your final exotic engram from Xur, go do your final prep if you want to do it, or just sleep. Put the game down for a couple days and get a fresh head coming into the new season, which is going to keep us all quite busy, it sounds like.
I'm ready.
Grind is back.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, we have hit all sorts of a long podcast, so thank you guys who have been sticking with us for a while. Before we go, I want to let Sir, thank you for joining us. Bobizard, Bob.
Bobby.
Thank you for having me.
It has been a lot of fun, sir.
This is a lot of fun. Yeah, as you know, I love Destiny. I spent a lot of hours in it, so getting to talk and chat about it, and I have all these ideas that I just send out on Twitter, but being able to bounce my ideas off other. What I like is hearing the reaction right away. So it's a crazy idea, and it's like no. So yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
appreciate
absolutely.
You
are
welcome anytime. Doing some more stream, man.
Yeah.
What's that?
We want to see you doing streams, getting back into
it.
Yeah.
I'll get it going. I think I might. I should get it going again. You guys can watch my sniping.
There we go. I'll get up.
Yeah, when I was going for Revoker, I was all about this sniping, and everyone was calling me Bobby Snipes. So I got to bring that back. Bring Bobby Snipes back.
Might have to recruit some help for that trials run because I am need all the help I can get.
We'll be around.
Oh yeah.
Well, let everybody know where they're at, where you can find you. If you want to support your wife in here as well.
I have a YouTube. I have go to my Twitter. All my links are in there. That's where I'm most active. I got Instagram. I got it all. I don't really post much on YouTube anymore, and I don't stream much anymore. But I'm going to try to do that. And I got some other things in the work as well that are relating to what we're doing right now. So
nice.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I have some crazy ideas and stuff. So you can find me on there.
Very, very cool.
Lord
Cognito.
Bobizard.
Quick wrap at 3 hours here.
Yeah, I know. We did another one. It was crazy. I didn't think it was going to be a little. First of all, salute to Bobizard for coming through, man. Cool dude. Got a chance to meet him at PAX. Like I said, the passion is there. It's always good to talk to fellow Destiny brethren. at the last word. So this was mad fun, man. Definitely, you know what I mean? So we got to do more of this. And yeah, man, you already know you can find me at Lord Cognito on Twitter. Iron Lord Podcast returns from PAX East Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Is the Lord's Day. No special guest. Just going to do recap with my brothers. Talk about the show, talk about topics, latest topics in gaming, what's going on. So it should be a fun show. Appreciate the support. Also appreciate the website support, lordsofgaming.net. Really got a lot of positive feedback from a lot of the stuff we're doing. And shout out to my boy Dizzy. You know what I'm saying? He put up a fantastic article about gaming with cancer for what he's going through. And it's cool to see the community actually come together and support us on that, man. That was really cool to see. But yeah, man, that's it. And of course, you know.
You don't have to say it. Don't have to say it.
What was I going to say, E?
I know exactly what you were going to say. We're in the middle of it. You don't have to tell him.
What was I going to say?
You're going to say the best damn podcast you haven't ever heard of.
The best damn podcast you never heard. The best damn Destiny podcast
just
you
listen
never
to the
heard.
whole thing. That's what kills me about that. They just heard it all.
Just make sure you listen, man, to the whole thing. Last word, my boy Ebontis, man. Again, passionate discussion. It all comes from a good place. And it's always good every Friday, generally in the mornings, but afternoons when we have big guests like Bobby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we do it up. You know what I'm saying? So salute to my bro, and the last word.
And yeah, for me, Ebontis, everywhere you guys find me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, streaming. Probably a lot of Destiny if I can squeeze it in. I was trying to finish up Neo, but man, that game has got some length to it. So catch me on anywhere you can find me. Of course, on YouTube, you guys will see plenty of videos starting next Tuesday. I'll try and schedule some stuff over the weekend. I've got family in, so I'm going to be crying while I'm not playing, but it's fine. But yeah, so when we wrap this thing up, it's always hard to time. Joys of editing, I get to do it later. I always wrap it up, kind of give a little outro, and then I say, it has been. And what we try and do is say the last word all together, and that's how we end the podcast, hence the title. So for everybody out there in chat, thank you guys very much for being in here. I'm going to send you guys over to Fallout Plays. He's streaming. He's full-time now. Go send him some love. So he's definitely a great, nice guy. We met him at Guardian Con.
Yes,
I know you met him a couple times. So episode 93, March 6th, we got it in. Got that nice afternoon. Cognito got a nap. It was a good one. So thank you guys all for hanging out. And for this episode, it has been
The Last Word.